and then share my screen. All right. Ugh. Okay, I don't need this download history. Let's do full screen. Yes. Okay.
Everyone should be able to see that. Yay.
Yes. Cool. Welcome, everyone, to class 1 of 55. Class, yeah. So today we're starting with foundational pieces, with basics. So if you have a little bit of astrology knowledge, you may or may not be like, oh, I got this, I know this, but there'll be some new stuff that we'll throw in there. And then eventually we'll be adding more and more and more, getting more, what's the word I'm looking, advanced.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Cool. So what we're going to be covering in this inaugural class, we are going to be covering how to pull up your natal chart with Thailand-specific methodology that gives you the asteroid goddesses and using whole sign. And we'll talk about whole sign if you're like, this is still Greek to me. We'll talk about that.
Yes.
We are going to have an overview of the 4 elements that are like those foundational pieces, part of the foundational structure of astrology. And then we will be doing a deeper dive into them in class number 5. And then we're going to be covering the 3 modalities. So to discover which of these is your centering frequency, we'll talk about what a modality is and all that kind of stuff. An introduction to the tarot as it pairs with astrology. And we'll be doing deep dives as we go along all the classes for that, and an introduction to the angelic frequencies and to Archangel Metatron, which Tylin has like this specialty. She's been channeling and working with the angels for some time now. I feel like I want to unblur my background. It's so annoying. And then we are going to have a Reiki infused cosmic cauldron meditation towards the end, and then we will wrap it up with live readings. But we'll be specifically focusing on the modalities that you have in your chart for those who provided charts to us.
Yes. Every celestial circle that we do, the live readings will be focused on whatever the big topic is that we are covering. So over the course of all of these circles, you get little tidbits into your chart each time, which makes it really magical to integrate over a long period of time.
Yes.
So now we are going to open the circle.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful again for all of you being here today. So as we open the circle, I invite you all to close your eyes. Just settle into this moment and take a big, deep breath, feeling your soul fully anchored into this present moment. You have arrived exactly where you are meant to be, within the temple of your own chart, your own divine design. Breathe into the beauty of your unique magic and breathe out, relaxing into this present moment. Tonight, we will open the cosmic cauldron, the sacred vessel your soul chose as its instrument of expression. Breathe in gratitude for your choice to incarnate, for the ingredients that you selected, and for the masterpiece you are right now, and for the masterpiece you are yet still becoming. And as you breathe in and breathe out, anchor deeper and deeper into self-trust. Breathe in the reverence for the complexity of your soul's blueprint, and exhale, softening into self-acceptance. As we open the circle tonight, we call upon Archangel Metatron, keeper of the records and divine scribe of the heavens. Metatron, help us attune to the geometric pattern of our soul's design. Guide us in understanding our natal chart as our unique cauldron of light and shadows. May we see ourselves through the eyes of the divine. Guide each and every soul here tonight and those watching the replay into a deeper awareness of their signature essence. So as they move through the world, they do so fully embodied in their magic and in their power. We call upon the 4 elements and the 4 directions: east and air, west and water, south and fire, north and earth. Claim your rightful place in our circle. We'll take one more breath in and breathe out. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes. The circle is now open.
Yeah.
So your chart as a cosmic cauldron. When we look at your chart, we are gazing into the cauldron your soul stirred before birth. You chose your ingredients, your planets, and flavored them through zodiacal spices. You poured them into specific houses and areas of life experience to cook your wisdom. Every choice was intentional, loving, and designed for your soul's evolution. When you gaze upon your chart, can you take responsibility for your sovereign choice to be the exact alignment that you are? Even if something in your chart excites you or terrifies you, can you take accountability of your soul's choice that you made to incarnate exactly as you are right now? So now we're going to drop into the beauty of your natal chart, your cosmic cauldron.
Yeah. So we're going to go to astro.com and show you how to pull your chart for free. If you want to do so and follow along on your computer, you totally can. If you want to do it on the replay or afterwards, also an option for you. So let's see. All right, I'll just make this full screen.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna move this bar. This bar is pissing me off. Okay, so now we go to astro.com.
It's a great resource.
By the way, this whole website is run by one man. So thank you to the gods above for this one man for making astrology free and accessible to everybody.
100%.
So if you already have an account, you might want to make one. Again, it's for free. They're not going to spam you and all the things. You can log in and make an account. I personally find it helpful because then you can save your chart and you can label who you are. And if you add like other people's charts, like friends, family, lovers, potential lovers, celebrities, all types of things in there, it saves them all. So then you can just like boop, boop, boop through your database like a little astro wizard. Okay, is there any particular entry point you want me to go towards?
Yeah, so we're gonna just set up the natal chart. So you go to that little bar over there, and you go to My Astro, the top one. Yeah. Boop, boop, boop. And then you will go to your stored astro data. And if you don't have any stored astro data, this is where you're gonna put your info in.
Add new astro data.
Yes.
Yes.
So do you want to use your chart as an example here for how we're pulling up? So once you put in your information, this is where you're going to put in your birthday, the exact time of your birth, and the location of your birth.
And then you just literally click on the
So then you
words.
click on it. And then you go to the extended chart selection. So that one there, we're circling around. Perfect. So
Yes,
you
the one
click
with
on that.
the primary colors.
Yes. We want some extended options here. We're not basic. Okay. So then we're going to go to yes, so you already have that selected. So the chart drawing style, if you click on that, you'll see lots of different options there. We're going to click on the one that says asterodescent with asteroids. And the reason why we click on this, it's going to show the chart with the asteroid goddesses, which is the approach that I love to use. And we're going to have a whole circle all about the asteroid goddesses and how to work with them. So that's what we want to click. We're also going to go down to where it says zodiac and houses. So
Yeah, you might have to expand this. It might
yes,
look like this for you.
100%. It might just look like, yes, like that.
Expand, and then we pick whole sign.
Whole signs, because if you do default, it will be in Placidus, and we're going to talk about that.
The difference between the two. Yes,
Yep.
but both of us read whole sign.
Yes. So, and then you are going to go on to display and calculation options. And there's going to be some options for you there. But what we're going to do is tune into the calculation options where it says descending node. And you're going to click on that because you want to know aspects made to your south node. It's a vibe. And you're also going to want to know aspects made to your Chiron. So you're going to go over there where it says aspects and you're going to click on Chiron. And then one more thing to the way that I pull up charts, you're going to go to the additional objects and then to the manual entry, and you're just going to type in the number 399. And the reason you do this is because this asteroid is Persephone, and for some reason, she is not included with the asteroid goddesses, which is wild to me because her mother, Ceres Demeter, is there. So we got to include her, right?
Yeah. So in case you're getting curious and you want to do advanced things, each asteroid has a number, and you can just Google like asteroids numbers, and there'll be a whole list. And then if you want to add an asteroid that's like not in this list here, you just type in the number and then put a comma and then the number and then a comma. Because there's like a lot of asteroids. Like there's like a Betelgeuse one. There's one called Dick. And so like they're named after whoever finds them gets to name them. But each of them have like different meanings in astrology and things. So you might be like, oh, I want to learn about this one or that one. So we're just going to do the 399.
Yes, that's it. We're keeping it as concise as we can for now because there's a lot of rabbit holes that we can go down with astrology.
And then this green button, when you're ready, you'll hit show the chart.
Yep.
And it will show you, well, my chart, but your chart. And you can also save this as your default settings. There's that little setting here, and you can just boop, and then every time you pull the chart, it'll automatically do it. And you don't have to do it every single time. And even for other people, it'll automatically do it for other people's charts.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so we just wanted to show you how to do that. Now we're going to go back to the PowerPoint, right?
Yes.
Okay. just foundational pieces. Okay.
Yes, because there are so many different ways that people practice and work with astrology.
And we'll talk a little bit about that.
Yes.
Okay, so chart reading basics. So the natal chart is the map of your soul's entry point into Earth's reality, right? It's where all the stars and planets were at the moment that you emerged from the womb and took your first breath in Earth. So there are different like styles or practices. There's a Hellenistic astrology, which is from the Greek origin. There's Indian astrology, which is the Vedic chart that we see here. There's all different cultures have different kind of astrology preferences and things. So we're just giving you that information. We're not going to go too much into the Vedic chart, but clearly very different than the other two charts there. Vedic astrology, I've heard people describe the difference between these three branches of astrology or practices of astrology as Vedic astrology is the soul's journey, like so your soul across lifetimes, your journey. I've seen whole sign be kind of like your stuff in this lifetime. And then the Placidus being like how you're fitting into modern culture, modern society, like the trend of the time. So this is like the soul's like basics, bones, foundations, what you're here to do. And then this is like in modern society, that's how we're interacting with the world. I kind of like that. I feel like it makes it make a little more sense. Placidus is the newest of the it's the more modern pop astrology, if you hear it referred to as that. It has more nuances and differences. Where we're doing in whole sign, that's more Hellenistic and Greek. So it's going to be more traditional. So we'll use traditional rulers. But for Placidus, they use modern rulers. So there's slight differences. And obviously for Vedic, there's very different rulers because they use Indian like deities and gods and things.
It's just different calculation systems. So the
Yes.
way that I think about Vedic astrology is if you were to get into a spacesuit and go right up into the cosmos and see where everything actually is,
Mhm.
versus Western tropical astrology, which is what I love to work with and practice because it resonates with me, where the calculations are derived from being here on the earth
Yes.
and then looking up and perceiving how does everything appear to be within the cosmos, but from our perspective, rooted here on the earth. So they're just different systems and they're all beautiful. Again, there's so many different approaches, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's also a good distinction that
Mm-hmm.
the Western astrology calculates it based off of like our position on Earth to the planets.
Yes.
And Vedic is like the exact position of the planets. So often when people pull their Vedic chart, they might be like a different rising sign or different sign than their whole sign, because if we're calculating based on the exact position of the planets versus the change of the orbit of the planets over time based on our position from Earth, so there's discrepancies like here and there. Okay. So here's just because these are going to be the most common ones that we're working with. Whole sign has 0 to 29 degrees cut and dry. Each house has that same exact size and shape. Versus in Placidus, you can see some houses are a little smaller, some houses are a little bigger. You can see like the rising sign in Placidus is where the first house starts. So we can get like impacted houses where you can see like there's some, this is technically like Libra in Jupiter, but in the 12th house, but then they're also a first house Libra rising. That's Placidus gets kind of confusing in that way because it has like the non-irregular shapes and sizes. The way that they kind of talk about this is like the ones that take up the more space, like these houses here on this axis, are maybe a bigger focus for you in this lifetime, and then the smaller ones aren't. But whole sign, everything's cut and dry. Doesn't matter if you're 23-degree rising, your first house starts at 0 degrees of Sagittarius. So it's just a little simpler, a little easier, and it's more traditional. Okay. So getting into whole sign, why are we doing whole sign? Why do we use whole sign? So each sign begins at 0 degrees and extends all the way to 29 degrees, like how I was saying. It's a full I don't know, full scope of the whole house. Nothing is fractured or sliced apart by degree lines, how we were talking about, where you might have like an impacted first house where it's like your 12th and your first house. So everything is just exactly how it's supposed to be. It has its full space and time. When we use whole sign, it's like a clean, clear cut, energetically sovereign. We have that understanding of what all is going on in this house, and we allow that zodiac sign to take up all of its space. And then it harmonizes perfectly with our journey through the decans. So we'll be teaching you in later classes about the decans, but essentially each zodiac sign is split into 3 decans. If you think about 0 to 29, that's technically 30 degrees if we count 0 as number 1, right? So it's 10, each 10-degree segment, it's split into thirds. So we'll explore that later on. So there'll be like 3 classes on Aries to cover each of the 3 decans of Aries, 3 classes of Taurus, and so on and so forth. And it's one of the oldest systems of astrology used by Hellenistic mystics. There's obviously contention on where astrology began. A lot of people say India, and that's the oldest one, but we're talking about Hellenistic and that Western and that Greek tradition. So this is one of the oldest systems in that tradition. And it allows everything else to align with all the other stuff that we're going to be teaching you. So it aligns perfectly with the tarot, with the 782 archangels, with the planets, and with your personal energy field. So your chart in whole sign is a perfect circle, a mirror of divine order, a reflection of your soul's radiant architecture. Thailand just writes beautiful poetry.
So, as you gaze upon your chart now, if you did just take that moment to pull your chart up with us, know that every house is whole, every sign is whole, and you too are whole. So, this system reminds us that there are no missing pieces, nothing that is out of balance or too much or too little. There are no missing pieces in your divine design.
Yeah.
So I invite you just to take that time to gaze upon your natal chart as the map to your soul's entry point into the earth. The exact breath your spirit took when it said yes to being here, yes to incarnation.
Yeah. Okay, so now we are going to move into the four elements. So the modalities and the four elements are those foundational pieces that we'll be talking about a lot in this class. So the four elements are not only the foundations of astrology, but of the earth, of everything here, of all creation. If you've ever played that phone app game Alchemy, where you start with the four elements and then you just drag everything and you create all these different elements and things, it's really fun. Okay, so what are the four elements? Fire, earth, air, and water. Those are some fun emojis.
Yes.
Keeping it fresh.
So the ancients, they saw everything from the stars to our own breath as a dance between fire, earth, air, and water. So these aren't just poetic ideas, but they are the essence of how energy moves, how energy creates, and how energy transforms.
Yeah.
Again, the sacred building blocks to all of existence.
So let's start with fire, the fire signs. I have the little wheel kind of circling the Aries, Leo, Sag. So in order of appearance in the wheel of the year for astrology, Aries, then Leo, then Sag. So Aries is depicted as the ram, Leo as the lion, and Sag as either like the archer or the centaur. I've seen this one's a centaur archer. So yeah, Aries, Leo, Sag. You're doing the fire signs,
So
not me.
yeah, fire is inspiration. It is willpower. It is vitality. It is the spark that says, I am here, I am present, I am alive. So it rules over our sense of passion, our courage, and our drive to begin, to initiate. So again, like you just said, it's all the fire signs. It's Aries, it's Leo, it's Sagittarius. They are the initiators of energy. They light the way, burn through illusion, and teach us how to live boldly. So Earth, I'm going to move into that. Earth signs. Earth is stability, embodiment, and devotion. It is the soil that roots our vision into form. Earth signs are Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. They teach us patience, structure, and how to make the spirit tangible, practical. So they remind us that magic is meant to be lived through this body, through our senses.
Yeah, so moving on to the air signs. So we have Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Aquarius is often seen as a water sign because it's the water bearer, but it's the vessel that holds the water. Okay, so air sign. Air is about communication, thought, and connection. It's the breath of the cosmos, how ideas move between souls, move in the earth, in the world, get disseminated. Air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius teach us how to share truth, form relationships, and see from new perspectives. They remind us that everything begins with a thought. And then lastly, we have the water signs. So Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. So water is emotion, intuition, and flow. It's the current that carries memory and healing through time. The water signs open us up to empathy, psychic awareness, and the unseen realms. And they remind us that feeling is a form of knowing. Mm, yeah.
So each of us carries this sacred recipe of these four elements in our chart, our own cosmic blend. So some of us can be mostly fire, so just constantly creating those new sparks. Some of us are deeply watery, flowing through emotion and intuition. Some of us are very earthy and grounded. Some of us are airy, so connected to the threads between worlds. And some of us just have this unique and sacred blend, or maybe a dominant of two elements or three elements, or maybe there's equal parts for all of them. So when we balance the elements within us, we remember that we are made of the same essence of the stars, a living, breathing embodiment of the cosmos.
Yeah. Any questions so far about the elements? You can put them in the chat.
And I do want to say that we did a very, very quick, fast overview of all of the signs. So as we go into the celestial circles, we will have 3 circles for each of the zodiac signs going into the depths of each of the decans throughout the zodiacal wheel, which is going to be 36 circles. So we're going to do a really, really deep dive into all of the signs. That was just a very quick, fast, basic overview.
Yeah. Cool. So now we're going to talk about the 3 modalities in astrology. So the modalities are the cosmic rhythms that indicate how energy functions. So if the elements are what we express, then the modalities are how that expression moves. So we have cardinal, fixed, and mutable are the 3 modalities. It's kind of nice if you think about it. There's 12 zodiac signs and there's 4 elements, so there's 3 of each if we do math. And with the cardinal, with the modalities, it's 12 divided into 3, so there's 4 of each of these, right? So the modalities show us our soul's preferred pace, method, and energetic strategy for creation, evolution, and integration. When we have awareness of our modality, we are centered in our truth. So now let's look at your celestial centering frequency. Okay, so first we're going to cover cardinal signs. So what are the 4 cardinal signs? Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. So the cardinal energy is the big bang of the zodiac. It starts cycles, it initiates movement, it births new realities. And in the wheel of the year, it starts each season. So Cancer starts, I think I have this on here.
Cancer starts summer. Aries starts spring.
There we go. Aries brings spring, Cancer brings summer, Libra brings fall, and Capricorn brings winter. So they where am I at? These souls are here. So cardinal energy is here to respond to inspiration and act on divine impulse. It represents the cosmic dawn energy, the moment when something new enters form. They are leaders paving the way for others. So cardinal energy, the core lesson is learning to honor your inspiration while staying rooted in your purpose. Maybe the shadow side, starting too many things, burning out, or fearing following through. We're initiating, but we're not completing. And then the healing that we can have from this is grounding your willpower to initiate into a sustainable rhythm. So question for reflection for you. You can put this in the chat. We'll give you like a minute. Nothing, don't write like a thesis or something. And it's okay if you don't have anything to say. What happens for you when you first feel that spark of a new idea? What happens when inspiration strikes? How do you embrace your inner leader? You can pick one of those, but that's this cardinal energy.
Yes. And you can also share your experience around initiating, just going after it, doing the thing, how that feels for you and your body. So we'd love to hear any reflections that you have in the chat.
Yeah. Give you about a minute. It's like, yeah, so to talk while you're thinking, I guess. I'm a double cardinal, so I'm Cancer Sun, Aries Moon. So I have a lot of initiatory energy in my chart. I tend to
Yeah.
be the youngest person in a lot of spaces that I'm in because I'm just like I'm like the Nike. Just do it. Just go ahead and do it. Just start it. Just be here.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's see. The time change worked out. Then right.
Yay.
Didn't want to submit the birth. Oh, okay. But I can
As an
send them now.
Aries rising,
Okay.
yes.
Yes, new ideas excite you as an Aries rising. Yeah, that's like who you
Mhm.
are, yourself, your
Yep.
soul. You always try to plan before trying new things, especially when you have a new idea.
That's
You
the
want to
fixed
be set
energy.
up for success. Yeah,
Yeah.
fixed energy. That's Aquarius rising
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
That's me. That's me.
Yep.
Spark of a new idea, excited, lots of mind swirling, add-on ideas. Yeah, that's that like boom, boom, boom. Oh, what about this? What about that? What about that? That's cool. Aries Sun, I'm great at starting, not so good at finishing things. Yes. Yeah, that's definitely cardinal energy.
As a fellow Aries Sun, I also have this where I love to initiate and start things. And I've learned throughout my life that, if I feel that spark and that pull, I will go for it. And sometimes that means that trusting my instinct, I might need to set things down for a little bit. Even with this circle space, I had this idea. I came to you, what, like a
A
year
long
ago or
time ago.
something?
Yeah.
Like, and it does mean that sometimes you circle back. So I'm just inviting you into the experience of trusting where you feel that spark, that pull, because it might not be meant for you to complete or finish in that moment
Yeah.
as a fellow Aries Sun.
Okay, let's see. First spark of a new idea, I get stoked. I get into logistics mode to make it a reality. Then I find lots of broader connections through the logistics and planning, Capricorn rising and stellium. Yeah, you have a lot of cardinal energy.
A whole stellium.
Yeah, very Capricorn because they will like to plan a lot and
Yep.
map it all out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cool. All right. So now let's look at the cardinal energy in the tarot archetypes.
Yes.
So Aries is the Emperor card, and Cancer is the Chariot. Libra is the Justice card, and Capricorn is the Devil. So we'll obviously, when we do each of the classes for each of these signs, we're gonna deep dive into like all the little pieces of each tarot card and what like this ram's head means and what this ankh means and what the sphinx means and all the things, because there'll be it's very metaphorical, very story driven, very imagery heavy with tarot. But you can kind of see, do you feel like that like vibes with you? Aries is emperor and like the sun, we're shining, we have this strength, we have this fire energy. The chariot, it's hard to tell, but there's like water here that the chariot is in, but also Cancer is an initiator, right? So the chariot is like this forward movement feeling. And justice is also sort of an initiator of sorts, right? We have to keep balance, we have to maintain balance, we have to fight for balance. And the devil, there's a lot of choice. So when we're making choices, we're initiating things, we're choosing one way or the other.
So yeah, each of these cards begin a new phase again because they all represent a season beginning, and they also take authority over form. So that's the thread that is weaving between all of these cards.
Yes. All right, so let's move on to fixed signs. So the four fixed signs are Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, and Scorpio. So Taurus, sorry, I'm just reading the screen again. Fixed signs are the power keepers. They ensure creation endures through their steady, resilient, and consistent presence. If cardinal signs are starting the fire. Fixed signs are the ones stoking the fire, tending to it, making sure that it's well managed, that it remains lit throughout the night. So fixed sign energy anchors, sustains, and guards sacred power. People who have fixed sign energy are here to steward creation, to tend the fire once it's lit. They represent the midday of the zodiac, the full illumination, the consistency, and the devotion. So Taurus fully embodies spring, right? Like even though Aries initiates spring, when we think of spring, we probably think more of Taurus. I mean, look at this. It's a beautiful cow with flowers and green and pink. And then we have Leo, fully embodies that energy of summer. Even though Cancer initiates summer, Leo's like, I want to be out. I want to be out with the world. I want to shine when it's the hottest months of the summer. And then Scorpio fully embodies fall. You know, say less. Think about Halloween, fall season, spooky things. Scorpio is like known for all of that kind of stuff. And then Aquarius fully embodies winter, that philosophical, that inward thinking, that future orientated, right? Because in winter, we are just ending the year and we're going to be starting a new year. What do we want next? What's coming up next? So the fixed signs core lesson is learning when to hold on and when to release, because the fixed signs have a tendency to be stubborn. The shadow, stubbornness, resistance to change, and possessiveness, right? Because if you're handed this fire and you say, someone's like, okay, just make sure nothing changes, let's keep tending to it. And then someone's like, I think we should change the fire. And you're like, no, 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 no. My job is to make sure that this fire stays lit. You cannot change this. I'm so sorry. I have directions here. And then the healing for it, trusting that letting go doesn't mean losing power. It creates new channels of flow, new ways for your energy to kind of like deepen into that and continue to move that maybe is better orientated, right? We can't stay the same forever. So reflection questions for y'all to answer in the chat if they feel called to you. Where do you hold energy steady in your life? And where do you fear change?
I would add to that, where are you stubborn?
Yeah, well, you have a lot of resistance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll give you about a minute. Yeah, I don't have a lot of fixed sign in my chart.
I'm lacking on fixed
I
energy.
really don't have like any fixed sign. My south node is fixed and my north node.
Yeah.
That's it.
I got my Saturn placement, my Pluto placement.
Well, yeah, my Pluto for sure.
Yeah, or Pluto Scorpio.
Yeah. Okay, Peyton, I'm stubborn and releasing control. I want to plan for everything, but sometimes it can be my downfall. Planning can act as procrastination for you. Yeah.
Getting stuck.
Yeah, that's definitely that fixed energy. It's like I envisioned it this way, and now that you're telling me some other way, I can't. No, it's
100%. And sometimes I'll like overplan, and it's just like just start the thing because you just staying in this planning phase. It's just because you're scared. Like just start it. See then what you learn when you're like experiencing it. Like I feel like it takes a lot of like courage for me to do that.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
More that we missed.
No, that was good.
No, okay.
Yeah. Emily, I'm stubborn with my food choices. Taurus moon.
The moon exalts there though.
Yeah, but I find people who have like big 3 Taurus placements, like they cannot function unless they are well nourished.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Yeah. There was a woman that I used to work with. I think she was a Taurus, double Taurus. She would like come in and then be like, oh, I haven't had anything to eat. Clock in and like leave and like go get like a latte and food. And we'd be like, where were you? Like 30 minutes later, she's like, I couldn't do this shift without like eating or getting my stuff.
Yeah. Taurus and Cancer placements need to be fed.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yes. Carmen, trouble letting go of connections with others. Yeah. That can be stubbornness too, right? Like I've already started this. I know like Scorpio, I have a lot of Scorpio people in my life, and I've found Scorpio placements tend to like see it through to the bitter end. They're like, I know this relationship is unhealthy for me, but I need to like see every single possible avenue and aspect so I know with like 100% no regret that this was the path for me, even if I'm like getting scraped and bruised and cut along the way. Stephanie, I guess I'm stubborn being a perfectionist. Leo sun. Yeah. Yeah, because it's your
Yeah.
outward expression. Like you
Yeah.
want to put out the best foot forward every single time. Um, Cancer rising, yes.
Food.
With the yeah, the Taurus moon Cancer
Yeah.
rising, the food is yeah, that makes sense. Jordan, I fear change when it threatens stability. I'm also stubborn about food. I'm hella stubborn with authority figures.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's Capricorn rising for sure.
for sure.
You're your own authority.
Molly, yes, me. I have a tendency to go down with the ship. Lots of Scorpio energy. Oh yeah, what I was talking about. Yeah, Scorpio's like, I gotta know.
Yeah.
I don't want to be 30 years in the
Yep.
future and be like, what if I tried this? Yeah, okay. So let's continue.
Yeah, we're gonna move into the mutable signs now.
Wait, hold on. The tarot archetype.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. Oh wait, we want to include the tarot.
Yeah. It's getting excited. Okay. So the Hierophant is for Taurus. The strength card for Leo, that one's kind of like obvious. There's a lion in that one. The death card is Scorpio. Okay, kind of obvious too. Everyone associates Scorpio with Halloween and death and all that. And then Aquarius is the star. And we kind of see that little Aquarius nod with like that water vessel that she is pouring. And even the Hierophant kind of looks like this kind of like cow kind of Taurian, like their ears or their hair or something and their nose. I don't know, there's something about it that looks Taurian to me.
Yes.
So again, we'll deepen into each of these cards when we cover each zodiac sign.
Yes. The thread that weaves these cards together is that each of them teach the wisdom of stability, the transformation, like the endurance within transformation, and then the faith piece, right? So they all have that of like hanging on, the steadiness.
Yes. Okay, now mutable signs.
Now mutable signs.
Which we have the most energy in our charts, mutable signs.
That's literally why this mystery school is a blend of all these different wisdom teachings. That's the mutable energy, because mutable signs are the alchemist. Yeah. So we've got...
It's like a weird order, sorry.
They're all popping up. We've got Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. So these are the seasons where we are in transition, where we're moving from, like with Gemini, we're moving from spring into summer. It's this essence of change frequency. So mutable energy dissolves what was and blends into what will be. So these souls are here to transmute, to adapt, and to evolve consciousness. They represent the sunset energy, where endings and beginnings meet in a swirl of color and magic. In this universe, change is our only constant. So mutable signs support the nervous system of the zodiac as they serve as a reminder to recalibrate and to heal. Yeah. So the core lesson within mutable sign energy is learning how to anchor their energy while being in this flow state. The shadow of mutable energy, it can be very scattered energy all over the place, confusion, over adapting to please others, being in this place, over there. But the healing here with mutable signs is finding structure within flexibility, honoring cycles of completion. Yeah. So the reflection for mutable energy is, where in your life are you meant to flow and let go of control? I know for the fixed signs energy, that can be really confronting, but we'd love to hear in the chat.
Or even just like open up, you know?
Yeah.
Where are you being called to open up your mind, your perspective? Emily, romantic relationships, I try to control them too much. Yeah, that can be like a healing lesson for you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because that's always ever flowing, right? And adapting.
Yeah. I have a lot of mutable energy. I'm a mutable rising sign, mutable Mercury, Mars, Venus.
So much mutable energy.
Yeah. So it's like we're constantly in flux. Like we changed our podcast like 4 times.
No, three times.
Okay,
There's
three.
charm.
Oh, maybe I'm predicting something. Oh.
Okay.
Jordan, Pisces moon, I feel as though I operate best with flow and surrender. Yeah, when you flow and surrender with your emotions, it helps you to move through them rather than get stuck in the energy. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Beautiful.
That's really the key with mutable energy, what you just said, Jordan, the surrender piece, being in that flow state and the surrender.
Yes.
So we had
Hey.
one come up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Carmen, control of expectations with completing goals, especially with timelines or deadlines, perfectionism in career, over adapting in relationships. Yeah. And I know you have a mutable moon, so that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, that over adapting in relationships. The Gemini moon is like the chameleon in a lot of ways, so that makes a lot of sense. And then Peyton, in career, I need to be better in trusting that I'm in the right place at the right time instead of always feeling like I need to be 2 steps ahead. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like a nice I've heard someone say, I'm not taking credit for this, but like if you're in a group project, the cardinal person is like the team leader, the one that gathers everyone, the one that's like, okay, y'all, this is the idea, this is what we're gonna do. And then the mutable signs are like in the middle of the project when you're having challenges and things aren't working out and things aren't going right. They're like, oh, why don't we try it this way? Oh, why don't we do it this way? What about this? This new thing needs to come. And then the fixed signs are like, make sure we're meeting our deadline, make sure we see the project to completion, make sure that it's everything that we wanted it to be. And they might like help us, like stay on track. Like what was our original goal that we were going for so that we can continue to, seek that out as we have this adaptability piece of getting to the end. So hopefully that metaphor helps you as well, kind of like understand.
Yes.
Any questions on mutable signs?
Or any of the modalities.
On modalities?
Yeah.
No, everyone's
Everyone's
cool.
feeling good.
All
Okay,
right,
so
we're doing
let's
our
talk
job.
about the tarot archetypes then for mutable energy. We've got the Lovers, which is Gemini. We have the Hermit, which is Virgo. The Temperance, which is Sagittarius. And the Moon, which is Pisces.
Yeah.
So each represents transformation through synthesis and wisdom through adaptability. So the modalities, again, are the breath of the zodiac, and we are all breathing within it. So the cardinal signs are the inhale, the fixed signs are holding the breath, and the mutable signs are the exhale.
Yeah.
And that is the flow.
Yeah. Okay.
So centering in your celestial frequency. So when you are discovering your celestial centering frequency, you're not only looking at our angular houses, because that's what we mean when we say your centering frequency. What is your rising sign? And your rising sign will indicate your first house, which then sets up your entire zodiacal wheel. And when I say the angular houses, and we're going to do a whole bunch of circles on this, so this will integrate over time, but essentially it's the 4th house, the roots of the natal chart, the 7th house, relationship dynamics, and the 10th house, which is career. So it's anchoring you into this reality. But you're not only looking at that. You're not just looking at the angular houses. You are also looking at where most of your planets are living. So if you have the majority of your planets in a cardinal sign, then you are a natural initiator, even if you are a fixed rising sign, right? So you may feel with that energy restless, being stagnant, because your energy is then designed to lead. So if you have the majority of your planets in fixed signs, your soul is naturally grounding. You hold energy for others. You anchor movements. If you have the majority of your planets in mutable signs, which is what we're discussing here, your soul is built to sense shifts before others do. You have the ability to adapt and guide others in transitions. So, what does it actually mean to be centered in your celestial centering frequency? Well, true centeredness is through the balance of energy. Being centered in your celestial centering frequency is an acknowledgement of your natural gifts and where energy flows. but it also means to make conscious choices to integrate the other modalities. So if you are a cardinal heavy person, being centered in a growth process of steadiness, which is the fixed energy, and the surrender frequency, which is the mutable energy, is essential, right? If you are fixed heavy, being centered in the growth process of the initiating the cardinal and adapting the mutable is essential. And again, if you are mutable heavy, being centered in the growth process of committing, which is the fixed energy, and leading, which is the cardinal energy, ultimately creates balance. So to be centered is to move like the seasons and trust your soul's timing. To be centered is a revolutionary act of self-care, as it is the embodiment of seasonal intelligence. Centeredness is ultimately a remembrance of your soul's involvement in a greater turning of the wheel. It is truly honoring the sacredness of your divine rhythm.
Yeah. And we'll be helping y'all learn in this class what your centering frequency is.
Yeah, we're going to do it in the live readings. So you'll know.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about tarot and astrology overlapping, working together, becoming friends. Okay, so tarot is at its core a mirror of the cosmos as well. It's a symbolic language, just like astrology. Both are systems that reflect divine order and help us interpret energy through archetypes. So tarot is sort of like the hero's journey. And if we think about the journey through the natal chart, it's kind of like that too. It's the different areas of life, the things that we might encounter, the energies, and all of these things. And not only does tarot tie into astrology, it also ties into Kabbalah, numerology, the four elements, and Hermeticism. So there's a lot of different, there's like some decks where there's like Hebrew lettering, which is tied to Kabbalah. We have numerology, right? Each card has a number and an association with it. Obviously, the four elements, like the suits, are related to the four elements, and Hermeticism, a lot of the imagery and things of that nature. So continuing on, the tarot is divided into two main realms. So there's the major arcana, which is that hero's journey story, which are those great big archetypes, how we were saying like the emperor and the empress and the death card, like all of those that aren't like a suit, something of cups, a something of pentacles. Those are going to be your major arcana. And then the minor arcana are going to bring those cosmic lessons down into our day-to-day life through those four elements, through the wands, the cups, the swords, and the pentacles, which are fire, water, air, and earth. Yeah, and then all together they add up to 78 cards. So there's 22 in the major arcana, and then the rest, because math, this is like 50 something, are in the minor arcana. I think I got everything for this slide. Yeah. So every planet and zodiac sign has a card that echoes its frequency. So the sun corresponds to the sun card, the moon aligns with the high priestess, Venus speaks through the empress, and Mars expresses itself through the tower. Yeah, and so on. So throughout the course of these celestial circles, we'll make those connections between the astrology and the tarot with each class. Like we're going to do a whole class on the sun, a whole class on the moon, a whole class on Venus, a whole class on Mars. So all the planets will be covered and you'll understand how their tarot cards correspond to them. And then each zodiac sign also has tarot reflections. So for example, Aries corresponds to the emperor, the sacred, the sovereign, the one who takes action. Sorry, Jinx is like really, my dog is she's like next to me, like throwing herself around. It's really making it. She's just kidding. I think she's kicking me again. She's kicking me again.
Her energy.
Okay. The sacred, the sovereign, the one who takes action and builds foundations. Taurus aligns with the Hierophant, spiritual tradition, embodiment, and values. And Gemini dances through the lovers, the meeting of dualities, and the choice to unite. So when we move into the minor arcana, every decan of the zodiac has its own card. Like I said, the decans are those 10-degree segments. So this means that the entire zodiac wheel is mapped through the 36 numbered minor arcana cards from the 2s to the 10s. So not including the aces and the kings and the queens and the depends on which deck you're in, if it's like the knight or the page, and things like that. So as we journey through the zodiac in the future circles, we'll be working directly with the tarot cards that correspond to those degrees, weaving astrology, angels, and archetypal stories together. So the tarot helps us see the chart to visualize the energy and form, right? It's a visual representation and imagery that can make it a little bit easier for us to understand these stories, and the feelings and the experiences, get the more nuances of each degree. And astrology helps us time that energy to know when those archetypes are awakening in our lives, right? We have transits, we have perfections and phases that we go through, and that's that timing piece. So together they form a language of transformation. And I believe, yes, astrology gives us the map, tarot gives us the mirror, and your soul walks the path between them. Through these circles, we'll be using both because the tarot helps the teachings land in your heart, and astrology helps them expand in your consciousness. Yeah.
I love it. I love blending tarot with the astrology chart. So cool. So now we're going to dive into an introduction into the angelic frequencies and into Archangel Metatron.
Yeah.
So as we begin our journey through the celestial circles, I'm going to introduce another layer of this work to y'all, which is the realm of the angels. So when I speak about angelic consciousness, I'm not referring to these distant beings floating above us, but rather to radiant frequencies of consciousness that express divine order through light, geometry, and sound. So each angelic current is like a musical note within creation's great symphony, a living intelligence that holds a unique quality of energy, guidance, and healing. So the angelic realms are organized through sacred light codes, what the ancients called the spheres of heaven or the tree of life. So every planet, every zodiac sign, and even every degree of the zodiac vibrates with an angelic correspondence. So in these circles, we will be weaving with these frequencies, learning to sense, invoke, and collaborate with these angelic consciousness as allies in our spiritual growth. So because astrology is the map of the divine agreement, and the angels are the messengers of that agreement. So they help us translate cosmic patterns into personal experience. So you might feel angelic energy as warmth, as color, as tone, or as a tingling sensation throughout your body. Some sense angelic wisdom as peace or a stillness that hums within their vessel. Others might see flashes of light or hear words of affirmation. And every single angel carries a distinct quality. So some angelic consciousness, they're here to uplift us. They're very courageous, super fiery, while some are here to illuminate the mind with clarity. And some are here to be calming for us, to soothe our hearts, or some are here to open our intuitive vision. And some, like Metatron, Archangel Metatron, are here to awaken our remembrance of our divine design. So the more we open to angels, the more that they attune to our own energy field to resonate with their higher harmonics, teaching us how to live as embodied light, guided by love rather than fear. So in our circles, we won't just call in angels, we're going to partner with them. You'll learn which angelic frequencies align with your chart, your decans, and your soul's unique purpose. So this isn't about hierarchy or worship or religion. It's about a sacred communion. And it's about remembering that the same divine intelligence that moves through the angels also moves through you.
Yeah.
And just to give reference for that, we're going to be working specifically within the 72 angel traditions. So it's going to be so fun to map out how all of the angels again correspond with your natal chart.
Yeah, and just to kind of like, we had the Tree of Life or the Sephiroth here. This is like the Kabbalah piece. It's like Jewish mysticism. It's basically like Jewish chakras.
Yes.
So it corresponds to the chakra system. So like this top one, Kether, is like the crown chakra, and then obviously
Aries.
the Malkuth is like the root chakra. So we'll be covering like how these pieces kind of overlap and work together and align with, because the angels are kind of like trapped in there, not trapped in there, but aligned in there. And
they're contained. Yeah.
yeah, and like you can even see in this, like it's a little hard to see, but that's like the Cancer symbol. We have the Gemini symbol. So there are like astrological pieces tied to this, because Judaism is also like a moon-based religion, and so there is like astrological seasons and things like that.
Yes.
You don't have to be Jewish to, you know, we're not gonna like go deep into like any of that kind of stuff. It's just using this as like a system.
Yeah, it's a blueprint, it's a map, and it's something that has really opened my eyes to understanding the natal chart. And I love that you also mentioned the chakra system, because that is also something that we're going to be weaving into these celestial circles so that you can also witness your chakra system through your natal chart.
Yeah.
So it'll be really fun to witness that unfold.
Yeah, so Archangel Metatron, that top one is circled, he's associated with the crown. So he has a sacred geometry called Metatron's cube, and that blue geometric figure is that sacred geometry. That's in like a 2D version. And then if you were to see it in like a 3D version, this is kind of what it would look like. This is literally like something you can buy on like Amazon. It's like one of those illuminated orb things for like your desk or something. But the idea of like working with sacred geometries, and that's kind of what the Tree of Life is, if you notice like how it's organized in this sort of circular sacred geometries overlapping way. Yeah, so let's get to know Archangel Metatron.
So we're going to be calling in Archangel Metatron during our meditations. So I'd love to introduce you to Archangel Metatron. So Metatron is known as the scribe of the heavens, the keeper of the Akashic records, and the guardian of sacred geometry. So Metatron is the divine architecture of all of creation and works with the vibrational qualities that hold every soul's blueprint as the guardian of the crown chakra, and like you just said, the Kether on the Tree of Life. So Metatron's energy is pure light, both electric and structured, as we see with Metatron's cube here. It bridges heaven and earth, spirit and matter, inspiration and embodiment. So this angel is the angel who helps us translate energy into form, to take what's divine and anchor it into human experience. So their name translates to the liberating angel. So when you invite Metatron in, you may sense a brilliant light, often gold or violet or diamond white, descending like a pillar through your crown, aligning every single chakra as you connect directly to source. So this angel harmonizes our energy fields, clears distortions, and helps us remember the sacred order within our lives. So as we move into this cosmic cauldron meditation, again, we're going to call upon Archangel Metatron to activate the crystalline grid within our bodies, awaken the remembrance of our soul's design, and illuminate our natal chart as a living source of divine intelligence. So as we prepare, we are going to again invite in the Metatron energy, weaving together the threads of our soul's story, reminding all of us that we are already aligned within this pattern of creation. So we're going to move into this Reiki infused meditation. So before we begin, if you've never received long distance Reiki, this is something that we're going to be offering within every single healing activation and meditation journey throughout all of these celestial circles. So essentially, with the Reiki, as practitioners, what we do is channel universal life force energy, and we're going to be sending that Reiki long distance. So people might feel warmth or electric sensation. Some people even feel a cooling, or you might see colors or have certain memories that come through. But the truth is, with Reiki, whether you receive it in person or long distance, the only way that Reiki healing will work is if you are open and willing to receive the energy, because we are just the channels for it to flow through. But it is really you doing your own healing through accepting and receiving the energy in your fields and the healing within your fields. So is there anything else you want to share about the Reiki portion before we dive into the meditation?
Yeah. If it's your first time, I like to share with people, it's the gentlest of the energy healings. So you shouldn't have like many adverse effects or things. If you are healing and releasing, you might have burping, farting, or yawning. It's just your body's way of expelling and letting things go. In rare instances or like really intense ones, you might get like a headache or things like that. So you probably won't with the distance Reiki that we're doing, but just putting that there. I always recommend for people to hydrate after receiving Reiki, because we're moving energy through you, we're flushing it out, and the water will just continue to flush everything out of your body. Always taking it easy if possible. You might feel the effects for up to 48 to 72 hours after. And sometimes people expect to feel better after doing Reiki, but maybe you wake up the next day and you feel kind of like icky or weird or sad or emotional. And it's just because like we might have cleared something out of the way and now your body's like, great, okay, next one, here we go. And then you're like, oh no, there's more coming up. So just know whatever comes through for you is important and meaningful. Also for meditation, if you're struggling to like see, or if your mind is taking you somewhere else, Metatron is taking you somewhere else, trust your intuition. Allow it to guide you wherever it's guiding you. You're going to get whatever information you most need in this moment. And, we're recording it so you can always re-listen to this meditation over and over. You might get new things out of it. Yeah, and I would just recommend like grounding, closing your eyes. I don't know if you're gonna like lead them into that.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
We're going to go deep.
Then I'm complete.
Cool. Okay, so now I invite you all to get nice and cozy. You're welcome to lie down if you feel more comfortable with that. And you can go ahead and grab a blankie if you want, grab some crystals, or if you are upright and seated, just make sure that you are nice and relaxed, your shoulders are relaxed, your jaw's relaxed.
Yeah, and it
That's
won't be
what
very
matters
long,
here.
right? It's like,
Oh no, it will be a very short
Yeah.
meditation.
Yeah. Just so they can know what to expect.
Yes.
Well, we have a chat. Let's see what people are saying in the chat. Reiki with the vampire blood shirt on is a vibe. Yes.
Yes, Amilda.
I said I'm a Scorpio North Node, right? Thank you. I appreciate you. All right.
Cool. Everyone feeling nice and cozy, nice and relaxed. Yeah, you don't have to keep your camera on for this one if you don't want to. All good to just
zone out. Get comfy.
Get cozy. Okay. So here we go on a guided journey to meet the unique alchemy of your soul's birth chart. So we'll begin by gently closing the eyes and taking a big, beautiful breath in. And gently exhale, letting go, breathing in and breathing out, letting yourself fully arrive here in your body, Feel the weight of your bones in the space of your breath, the air flowing in and the air flowing out. With every inhale, invite starlight into your being. And every exhale, release the noise of the day. As you breathe, create softness in your body. Now, feel the presence of Archangel Metatron with you. Call your awareness to the space behind your eyes and imagine a doorway of shimmering light opening before you. Allow Metatron's love to wrap itself around every cell in your being, allowing for your soul to feel completely safe entering through this doorway. When you're ready, step through this doorway into a realm beyond time, where your soul's story glows like constellations in the sky. Find yourself walking barefoot across a floor made of obsidian. Each step pulses with energy from the stars. Each one creates a memory. Ahead, you see a round stone chamber lit by floating candles. In the center of the room, there is a massive cauldron etched with sacred sigils. This is the cauldron of your natal chart. The magical vessel your soul chose to stir in this lifetime. The cauldron bubbles with living light, iridescent and swirling. Metatron now invites you to gaze upon your cauldron, witness the colors swirling, the elements dancing, the cosmic archetypes weaving the unique story of your essence. Now you approach the cauldron and place your hands gently on its rim. It responds to your touch. You feel a pulse as if it's alive. Your soul is stirring. Your chart is listening. Feel Metatron's light in your heart as this angelic force gently reminds you, you chose every ingredient here with love. You are not a random mixture. You are a masterpiece of a design. From above, 12 streams of zodiac energy begin to flow into the cauldron like ribbons of starlight, each a different color and texture. They represent ranges of energies, the flavors and seasonings of life itself. Aries sizzles like cinnamon fire. Taurus drips like golden honey. Gemini sparkles like a minty wind. Cancer glows like mother's milk in the moonlight. Leo radiates golden citrus warmth. Virgo shimmers like sage and dew. Libra perfumes the air with rose and balance. Scorpio flows like obsidian ink and basil. Sagittarius erupts like cloves and lightning. Capricorn grounds with sacred soil and salts. Aquarius whirls with electric rain. And Pisces melts like oceanic amethyst mist. You feel which signs pulse more strongly in you. They are the seasonings your soul came in with. No two cauldrons are ever the same. Breathe in your essence stirring in the cauldron. It simmers upwards. Breathe it in. Now, out of the cauldron, rise the ingredients, the core components woven into all of our cauldrons, each one a planet or calculated point from your chart, each one a sacred archetype, even embodied to express your essence. One by one, they emerge. Your sun glows like a golden fruit, the flavor of your life force. Your moon appears as a silver elixir of your emotional nectar. Your ascendant rises like vapor, scenting the world around you. Your Venus is a blooming herb of love and beauty. Your Mars is a fiery spice of will and creation. And so on until you see all of your archetypes dancing together, merging together, creating the unique essence of you. Let yourself feel the alchemy of your unique cauldron. This is your divine recipe. This is your soul's flavor. No one else in all of time has this combination. Breathe that in. Feel the miracle of being you. Feel every chakra in your body now responding to this alchemical work. Breathe in your magic. Now let the ingredients settle, swirling into harmony. Let your soul remember the wisdom of your chart. You are not here to just be one thing. You are the whole cauldron. You are the keeper of its fire. You have all 7 main chakras, and the life you live is the spell it casts. As we close this meditation, I invite you now to gently place your hands on your heart and whisper inwardly, I honor the magic I carry. I stir my cauldron with love, presence, and purpose. We'll take some deep grounding breaths now, receiving any final healing activations from Archangel Metatron. Breathing in, breathing out. And when you're ready, you open your eyes, coming back into the room. Feel yourself grounded in this moment with your heart open. Know that your place in the universe is absolutely needed. You are divine cosmic soul. And gently come on back as we'll close with some live readings, looking at everyone's celestial centering frequency. Before we drop into that, if anyone has anything they'd like to share in the chat around the meditation, anything that stood out to them looking at their cosmic cauldron, or any questions that arose, we'd love to hear in the chat.
I got so many visuals.
You share, please.
Okay, well, obviously we're doing Reiki for everyone here, everyone who isn't attending live, and anyone in the future who watches this.
Yeah.
I just kept seeing like hundreds of people. Like it was wild. I was like so many people. I was like, okay, cool. I felt like I don't know if anyone was called to drink from their cauldron. That became very big at the end. I just kept hearing, drink it, drink it. Because when you're in spirit, like they say when you're in like a spiritual space, if you eat food there, then it nourishes your spirit.
Yeah, my guides give me a lot of food.
Yeah. Curious for the Cancer rising Taurus moon, Emily.
Spirit food. Yeah.
Yeah, I felt Archangel Metatron in my right wrist immediately. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, Archangel Metatron loves the creation energy. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll let y'all speak. More interesting to hear
have something coming up in the chat.
Yes, the chart. You were seeing food?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, the visuals were food, like cinnamon, cloves.
Yes, they were.
It's the power of
I was on my couch listening. I put my AirPods in, and it was so funny, Thailand, when you were like, Metatron, say what you gotta say. All of a sudden, my AirPods cut out, and I was like, what? I was like, are we like not talking for a second? But then like the Bluetooth on my laptop disconnected, so then I like disconnected it and then listened just via the speaker. But I was like, oh, was I not supposed to like hear what Thailand then said after that? So then I like reconnected and like the cloves were going into the pot, like the ingredients were getting mixed, like that kind of thing. But that was very weird.
No, not weird at all. Honestly, when we work with higher vibrational energy, it does have a tendency to cut out electronics. Like it does have a tendency.
All the time happens.
Yes.
All the time. So frustrating.
Or like weird tech things. Yeah.
Ooh,
the
Emily got those visuals. Beautiful. Yes. Yeah, maybe, I mean, maybe you can take like your AirPods cutting out as like the universe being like, it's here, it's real. believe in this.
I love that. It's super fun.
Yeah. Anyone else want to share? No.
Cool.
Felt
Uh,
you felt Archangel Metatron on your left foot, and the colors purple, forest green, and brown. Forest green is Archangel Raphael.
yeah, for sure.
That's why
And
my couch
purple,
is emerald green, because it's for healing.
purple is Archangel Gabriel, for sure.
Yes, Gabriel.
Yes.
Saw a lot of island visuals. Ooh, coconut and
Ooh,
mango ice cream.
that's cute.
Cool. I wonder if that is
Violet,
like
yeah.
aligns with like your astrology placements,
Oh.
like yellow.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Love
making me
it.
hungry.
Yeah, when I was writing this meditation, I definitely felt like the food, and just because we have a remembrance, a feeling state of what cinnamon feels like, what cloves feel like, just as a way to anchor these archetypal energies as the spices, the flavors of our cosmic cauldron, that felt really essential in the integrating of the ingredients. So
Yeah. Cool.
I love this.
All right, so now we are going to pull up y'all's charts, and we are going to, why is this not hitting escape? There we go. In here. And we are going to kind of go through each of your charts and really talk about what's your celestial centering frequency, maybe what like modalities and what elements are more dominant in your chart as well.
Yes.
Yeah. So each of the 55 classes that we do, the live readings, there'll be live readings in every single class, and they'll center on whatever that like subject of the class is. So in the Uranus class, it'll be, okay, this is my Uranus placement, and we'll do live readings for each of your Uranus placements. So that's what we're like. So you get like piece by piece, and I don't know, that way it's more integrated, right? We're not getting like a weekend or 4 hour course to learn all of astrology. Where sometimes even in an astrology reading, if we don't have like a written thing, it can be like, wait, what happened? That was like 12 different things and it's all new to me. So we want to like introduce it in this like slow integrative piece so that it becomes second nature to you, so that you actually memorize it and you have that kind of like real understanding, and like you understand it in all inside out, backwards, forwards, all the pieces, right? If we have time, we'll pull if you want to pull Maya gave us or
Yeah.
yeah.
Cool.
Okay, someone put something in the chat.
Me.
Yeah.
What was the thing that?
Oh, what Amelia, for the people that are here, would you say anything about our charts as a collective? Ooh. Oh, like if there was themes for all of the attendees or all the people that signed up. I think there's a lot of Scorpio risings, right? Or no?
I haven't looked at it as a whole altogether,
I guess
since
we'll
you got charts
answer.
and then I got charts.
Yeah,
So
that's true. We'll look at it as a whole.
I would say, I mean, I love that everyone here and everyone watching the replay has the mystic intrigue, like the seeker of mysticism and the curiosity, and that is so sacred. Like that is so special to honor that part of the self that wants to unfold the mysteries which are ever unfolding. So
Yeah.
I would say that's a commonality, but let's see where it lives in the chart. Okay, let me pull up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so if you want to just begin with.
You got it?
No, I don't have it. September.
Cool. Bear with us. Sorry, we're looking up someone's chart last minute.
Okay, I got it.
Okay, cool. All right. So first we will start with Kaylee. And also, if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, let me know. Not everybody is here who submitted. Okay. Okay, so your celestial centering frequency is based on your rising sign. So Kaylee is Scorpio rising. Okay, so we have obviously a fixed, right? That's the cardinal or the card. That's the modality is fixed sign and obviously water. So fixed water is that going to be that centering frequency. And if we're looking, if you're looking at your chart, this little like graph window thing, this 3 by 4 down here is the different elements and modalities that you have in your chart, right? So this is cardinal, fixed, mutable on the top, and then on the side, fire, earth, air, and water. And they're obviously beautifully color coordinated in this system. So you can see all the red ones are fire, all the green ones are earth, etc. So Kaylee has a lot of water in their chart, and barely any mutable energy at all.
That exalted Venus is nice, though. And rejoicing in the fifth house, hell yeah, that's a lot of creative energy.
Yeah. Do you have any other things you want to add?
So I would also say that a part of your celestial centering frequency is working with the
Black moon Lilith.
Plutonian consciousness and the Black Moon Lilith consciousness, which is that raw, untamed, wild, feminine energy. And it is also with the Plutonian consciousness, the deeper understandings of your desire and welcoming in transformation, even though there's a fixed energy. So it's how can you remain rooted and grounded and centered even in the process of transformation, because Pluto ultimately is the frequency that splits the earth open, that can be very uncomfortable, but in that process we witness like what our true desires are. So I would also say that it is working with those energies. And then yeah, you have some personal planets also in the fixed signs. You've got your Mars, you've got your Mercury. So there's a pretty good amount of that fixed energy. Yeah.
Mercury, Mars, and yeah, there you go. Okay. Cool. Next person. We'll do Mila so that I can.
Cool.
Okay, Carmen.
Now that we've got your right time, Carmen.
Yeah. Okay, that's too much. Okay. So yeah, Aquarius rising. So yours is fixed air, right? That's your centering frequency. And you have the opposite of Kaylee. You have a lot of mutable energy, and then fixed, and then a little tiny bit of the cardinal energy. So yeah, that made sense when you were talking about like changing, overextending yourself. That's that mutable energy that you got going on. And then being strict on those deadlines and things. That's that fixed energy that you got going on for sure. Yeah, and you have Eros here. That's the closest one to your rising. So Eros is the god of love. Eros is Aphrodite's child, the little Cupid, often depicted as. So for you, I don't know. I feel like Aquarius isn't very gushy and lovey as a sign. So maybe you're opening up to this love, and Aquarius is future forward, orientated, rebellious, genius. So like in these new avant-garde ways, maybe ways that break the mold, that are different than the norm. Or maybe you might just love different things. Maybe you love uniqueness, technology, you love innovation, or different things of that nature.
Yes. And Eros is also our connection to vitality. So for you, your centering frequency, it all comes back to how you are feeling that vital life force energy moving through you. And it might be related to themes around the Aquarius qualities of innovation, of the Aquarius energy of what it means to rebel and go against the grain, but trust that spark of the vitality piece being so rooted. And then, yeah, you do also have some mutable energy that you're centered in as well, with your two luminaries in mutable signs, with your MC, your North Node, your Mars here, another personal planet. So it's interesting because it feels like your celestial centering frequency really is all about following what again brings that feeling of vitality, because Eros is ultimately the god of erotic love, and erotic energy can be in, yes, how we feel in romance or love, and it's not necessarily like that gushy love, but it can also be in what you do for your service, because Aquarius energy is humanitarian values. It's beyond just the self, right? Because Aquarius is how we show up to support humanity. So that could also be like whatever it is that lights you up as your bigger purpose and mission here, because you have a lot of heavy focus up in the 10th house. That's going to be big for you, for your celestial centering frequency is what is your purpose? What are you working on? What lights you up?
Yeah.
Are you feeling that vital life force energy
And
pulling you towards?
I'd also like to add in the body, Aquarius rules over the shins, calves, and ankles.
And nervous system.
Circulatory system.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like if you're centering, like you can try like breathing, doing breath work to calm the self, to center the self, or even like rubbing like your shins, calves, and ankles. I know it seems like weird, but it's like activating that part of yourself that's innately there. You might even want to put like oil, like a special, you could even buy like a witchy oil for an intention or something like that. Um, I notice you like to wear like high, almost knee socks. That's maybe like your Aquarius rising, right? So like sometimes I find like that fashion or how we adorn or express on that body part that our rising sign is. So probably like the shoes, like the all those types of pieces, those are can be ways for you to tap into that Aquarian energy as well. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you so much.
Yeah. All right. Catherine. I don't think Catherine is here. Also, Scorpio rising. I knew someone else was going to be because I didn't mention it for the first person. So we'll talk about the body piece for Scorpio risings. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. This is just the Zoom. I think it's three directional and it's not. Okay. So yeah, Scorpio rising, fixed water. Ooh, conjunct the Uranus exactly.
Yeah.
Conjunct the rising. Yeah, so Catherine, when we have a planet conjunct, which means within 8-degree orb of your rising, that means you're like an incarnate, you're an embodiment of that planet or that asteroid. So you are the embodiment of Uranus, of the god Uranus, or he's a Titan. So yeah, that Uranus is in astrology around rebellion, around spiritual awakening, around anti-authoritarianism, change, sudden movements, like always expanding, contracting, changing states, changing things, often associated with like technology and future orientated things.
Great Awakener.
Yes, the Great Awakener. And then having that with that energy of Scorpio, we're maybe changing in like a transformative and a shedding. We're maybe feeling like the self is constantly changing. Maybe you're like always evolving or wearing different things, having different expressions of self, feeling like you're a new person a lot of the time. Feeling maybe you awaken people, you shift and shake up these things in people. And then you have mostly fixed energy, and about kind of, I feel, even for the mutable cardinal. So yeah, you're fixed heavy for sure. Sun, moon, and rising all fixed. Yeah. Anything you want to add?
Yeah, it feels like a part of your celestial centering frequency is the embodiment of innovation within the realms of the scorpionic themes. So, of transformation, of the occult, of the mystery, of the depths of desires. So, there's something around your celestial centering frequency where you are here to disrupt. Like that's the gift of Uranus. It's disruptive. It is changing things. It's shock. It's surprise, and that is your gift. So for you, centering might be like even though that there's a lot of fixed energy here, it might be that for you being centered means that you change up your routine. Like instead of going this way to work, you go this way. Like that being something that's really important to the soul to shock yourself as much as you shock other people. I
Mhm.
would say that that would be a really beautiful thing for you for your celestial centering frequency. And similar to the last chart we looked at, there's a really heavy focus at the top part of
Mhm.
the natal chart. So another part of your centering energy is also focused on, with again, the Uranus piece being humanitarian frequency around what it is you're contributing to the collective. So that also being a piece that is really present here.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then in the body, Scorpio rules the genitals and the reproductive organs and those systems. So that's why people with heavy Scorpio placements tend to be sexualized a lot. But that means that you have a lot of power there in whatever genitals and reproductive system you got going on. So first, I know it's going to sound weird, but for Scorpio risings, like tapping into your sexual energy, into your creator energy, finding a practice where you can express, even like moving the hips, maybe rubbing like the tummy with oil or the lower back, giving yourself that space to express and explore and expand. You might want to show your midriff, or you might want to, have like wearing clothes that are like allowing you to feel comfortable in that region or be flexible in that region. Or because you have the Uranus, you might want to draw attention to that region. Who knows, right? Um, but yeah, a lot of people who are Scorpio risings do really well with like sex magic and things where it's like it's using like the reproductive systems.
And your ascendant point is in the Decan rule by Venus, so that's only magnetizing that seductive,
Yes.
sexy energy.
Okay, DR is also not here. You want to check this one?
Yeah, okay. So your celestial centering frequency, this is interesting. So your ascendant point, second decan of Virgo, a decan ruled by Venus. So there is mutable energy that is happening here, but you have, can I see the full
Oh yeah,
chart
sorry.
here? You have a lot of fixed energy. You have a whole stellium happening in your Aquarius sixth house. So
Hmm.
not only do you have the ability to adapt and flow and change and also refine, like that's the gift of Virgo, is truly the refinement piece with the heavy focus on that fixed energy in your sixth house. I would say your celestial centering frequency, so interesting. Maybe that is the thread that we're seeing here with all these charts, is that there's a collective mission, something greater than themselves that they're contributing to
Mm.
humanity, because that is what I see here with this stellium in your sixth house, that there's something with the work and the service that you are doing in the world that is bigger than you. The community that you're involved in is really important for your celestial centering frequency, because again, your ascendant point is in the decan rule by Venus. So the relationship dynamics that you
Mm.
have are really important when it comes to your centering frequency. And then your MC is also in conjunction with Hera, Juno, who rules over relationship dynamics. So that is a big part of what it means for your soul to be centered.
Yeah, and you have a lot of fixed and
Mhm.
mutable, barely any cardinal.
Yes.
So maybe initiating can be a little bit hard for you,
Yep.
but if you're like dropped into the project midway, you're good to go.
Hmm.
You can see it to the end.
Yep.
Virgo rules the tummy, the stomach, the digestive system. So for you, centering could be like rubbing oil on your stomach as well for digestion. Also, just like making sure whatever foods you're putting in your body, fuel you, center you, ground you, right? Are we like eating breakfast? Are we skipping breakfast and having coffee? That's gonna throw our whole digestive system off, right? Are we sensitive to certain things, certain foods, like spicy, salty, whatever? So kind of learning how to nourish your body through your digestive system. And obviously in a scientific way, that's very healthy. We've learned that the gut is tied to pretty much all facets of our health. So taking care of the gut will help you feel a lot better. I find people who have Virgo placements, I'm a Mars in Virgo, so I'm kind of similar. If you're nervous, if you're going through a lot of stress or things, you might have tummy issues, digestion issues. So if you notice that, that can be like the nerves in your body, and then finding ways to ground and center back into that.
This person might have a very strong
Because
sign,
Pluto.
though. No, because Mars exalts in the sign of Capricorn.
Mm,
So might be very
yeah,
resilient and endurant. Like have a
yeah,
lot of endurance.
for
Yeah.
sure. All right. Is there anyone behind there? No, there's no one behind there. Okay. Hannah. Hannah didn't come, I don't think, live. Okay. Oh, Leo rising. So we are gonna be in the fire. We are fixed fire. We have a lot of fixed energy and a lot of mutable energy, not a lot of cardinal energy. So yeah, for you, that fixed fire. I find fire risings, they like, well, for Leo, expressing, um, moving around, getting it out, having some kind of action or movement.
Especially that's the ascendant ruled by Mars. So movement
Yeah,
is
and you have
essential.
Mars in your first house, so
Yeah.
movement is going to be really, really
Yeah.
helpful for centering you. Leo rules the like heart, like
Mhm.
chest kind of area. So you could work with tapping on the heart or the chest, doing like a opening, heart opening poses or stances can help you, opening like the neck vocal area as well, because it connects to that area in your body. Um, Not really a focus in one area, I feel. Maybe on the right hemisphere. I don't know. It's a little
Balance.
balanced. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say exactly that. Like the centering frequency for you is really around heart-centered action. So being very, very centered in your heart and then taking the action from that place. But movement, the physicality, understanding what motivates you, what gets you up in the morning, what your drive is, that is really, really essential for you
Hmm.
feeling centered because when I look at this, you're here to move a lot of energy and you have the capacity to feel a lot because you have Jupiter conjunct your moon.
Hmm.
So there's expansive emotions that are happening here. And you also have Venus exalted in Pisces. So you can feel a lot. And so the centering process for you is really in the movement, like letting your body release through the movement. I also love the Aries exalted and rejoicing sun in the ninth house. You're here to teach. Like that's what the movement is all about. It's about the distributing of this higher wisdom. So
Hmm.
that's another part of your celestial centering frequency is in that connection to that higher wisdom.
Yeah. And I mentioned same thing with the previous person. A lot of that fixed and
Mhm.
mutable might be hard to start things. I know for Hannah, it's actually a little bit hard to start things. So maybe
Interesting. Yeah,
finding a
very
way
exciting.
to like yeah, rely on that Aries sun to like initiate and push you through. Just get something started, because
Yeah.
then it maybe will just shift the whole thing, because you're like, oh, it's already started. So then I can just like one mark on the paper, and then maybe it'll continue going. Okay, Amelda. Bow, bow. All right. Go ahead.
You can go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Emil and I, we've
They're
gotten
like, we
into
go
it.
deep. We go deep. Okay, so Cap rising. Wow, holy Cap rising.
Yeah.
Holy Cap sun,
Absolutely.
moon rising. I feel like I'm like, holy Capricorn, Batman. Um,
Wait till we get to Jordan too.
oh yeah, the Cap baddies gotta, you're here to do a lot, to learn by doing, through making mistakes, just Saturn ruled placements, so you're learning the hard way. But yeah, so this, I'm getting ahead of myself. This is cardinal Earth, so you are an initiator. You are here
Yes.
to initiate everything, anything, because you have all of these placements in Capricorn. Yeah, that's wild. I feel like maybe you do have some fixed energy, not a lot of mutable energy. So maybe having people around you that can open you up and can shift you and change your perspective, or just remembering to do that. Because I get this sense that you seek and you drop in and you're like, I'm there, I'm doing this forever and ever and ever. Yeah, and you have a lot of like first house focus. So you're here to be yourself, to be authentically you, to take up space, to share that Capricorn medicine with the world, to show people that if you take it step by step and you do it brick by brick, you will get there. It's almost like I feel like you're like I've built myself from the ground up. Like I get this visual of like a bricklayer and it's like you literally made your own body out of bricks. You're like I will do it. Um yeah, Capricorn rules the bones, the skeletal system in the body. It is like the foundation in that sense. So I would say like for you, like movement too, but maybe more just like little stretching or things like that, right? Like I don't know, things that help you connect to your skeletal system. I would say maybe laying on the ground so you can like feel your body, feel the weight of your body, having a weighted blanket or something like that, jumping up and down. Yeah, usually Capricorn placements have strong bone structure and the teeth too. So the teeth you could do like mouth wash, mouth swishing. I know like some people do like the oil pulling with like essential oils or things like that. So in the mouth as well. Opening, closing the jaw if you're getting really tense and stressed and stuck. I know like chewing also like moves like lymphatic fluid and things through like if we're like stuffy in our nose, like chewing gum or things like that might help you
Yeah,
activate that Capricorn.
it's the neurogum.
Oh yes.
He turned dropped onto it and he's obsessed.
Yeah, yes. Okay, let's see. We got something in the chat. All cap.
Yeah.
Period. Yeah. Wow. I love this.
Yeah, so Amilda has her ascendant point in the decan ruled by the sun, and the ascendant also conjunct the sun. So solar energy around what you were saying with the self-expression and being
Hmm.
herself and shining her light and sharing her gifts are all essential within centering into your celestial centering frequency, as well as the Hermes, the Mercury piece,
At
and the
29. Wow.
Athena piece as well, still conjunct her ascendant. So this is what it means to be multifaceted. So you're really tuning into like whatever that thing is, like taking the Capricorn step by step by step.
Hmm.
But the truth is, Amelia has the capacity to do a multitude of different things because
Hmm.
Athena is a multifaceted
Hmm.
goddess. And Amelia and I have gotten into this because it's just so interesting that we both have Athena on our ascendant and we are
Yeah.
multifaceted beings because Athena is the goddess of wisdom, the goddess of war, the goddess of perception, the goddess of artistry, the goddess of weaving, the goddess of regeneration. So there's a lot of themes happening within what it means to be centered in one's multifaceted energy and Hermes is as well, right? Hermes is a
Yeah.
psychopomp traveling between the realms. So expression and educating and teaching and writing and sharing are
Hmm.
all parts of your celestial centering frequency so that you can show up with that Scorpio MC and Jupiter on your
Wow.
MC to like really hold a massive space through what it is that you are building. Because again, a part of your, I just feel like a big part of your celestial centering frequency is anchoring into what it means to be embodied in your light and teach, share that light in a multitude of ways.
Yeah. I think it's interesting that you have like an early degree moon and then that last degree, that Mercury, your soul is wrapping
Yeah.
up a cycle. It's a 29 degree. It's the last before it swaps signs. So you are finishing a lot with speaking and communicating. I feel like your early degree Cap moon might be like quick to go off on someone for an earth sign moon. The moon is considered in detriment here. So I think your Mercury is kind of like a saving grace where it's like, I wanted to say this, but then I filtered it and I said it a little bit better than my raw emotions would have come off. Yeah. Ooh, okay.
Mhm.
Very powerful.
Powerful.
All right, Jordan, the other cap
Yes.
stellium. Oh my goodness.
Back to back in the same ascendant decan too.
That's true, but you have conjunct Mercury here. So
Wait,
yeah, well, I couldn't see the degree for some reason of the rising. I was like trying to see what the degrees on Emilda's were. But yeah, definitely conjunct. So Mercury or Hermes is your like embodiment. You're in incarnate of Mercury. So you, like you said, the psychopomp, the messenger of the gods, te
educating,
yes.
self-expression, communication.
Yes. Yeah.
Mhm.
And unlike Emilda, you don't have all the personal planets, you have all the outer planets in your first house. So you're learning a little bit harder of lessons. Here you're getting a lot of change and activation and lessons from Saturn, the change and activation from Uranus, the again going against the grain and the Neptune piece here, making it maybe very intuitive, but also kind of like dreamy and like I don't know. I feel like people maybe project illusions onto you and things of that nature. But definitely, I would work with Mercury for sure, right? You're still cardinal Earth, but understanding, reading Mercury's story and whatever pantheon he calls to you, so you can start to embody and embrace that you're an incarnate of Mercury. I have like a love of Mercury because I have a lot of Mercury ruled placements in my chart. And I work with Thoth, who is we've talked about Thoth, he's the Mercury of the Egyptian pantheon. And so I feel like there's this like chaos messenger can move around so quickly, can disseminate a lot of information, understand a lot of information. Mercury brings us the math and sciences of the world, and you literally are a scientist with a PhD. Like, yeah, and you're here to learn how to embrace all that maybe intensity or triggering qualities of yourself and deliver that message, whether or not like people get it or ready for it, I feel, because of that like Uranian quality and the Saturnian quality, people might not be ready. But you have Eros there, which kind of like softens that a little bit, a
Yeah,
little
the
bit.
arrows is another part of your celestial centering frequency. It is all about anchoring into your vitality. Yeah, I
Checks out with the activations and lessons. Oh my God, love both. Yeah.
I feel like
Whew.
us Jordan.
Yeah. And if you want to Google, you have the kite formation in your chart. Yeah. Kind of.
It's not a full it's
Yeah, maybe not. Never mind. Never mind.
it's not a full trine,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
indicates the
And
full
yeah.
kite aspect, but it is close. It's close.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely, your vitality, like that piece is really essential for your celestial centering frequency.
Yeah.
Feeling just excited for life, like that's Arrow's energy, that erotic energy. So following what sparks that energy within
Yeah.
you. And then, yeah, like with the Capricorn energy, understanding that a part of your celestial centering frequency is to build the legacy. And you have a big legacy to build with Pluto, this massive transformational
Mm.
frequency, and
Hmm.
Hera, also the ruler of relationship dynamics, on your MC. Like,
Yeah. It's
like
like you should just get comfortable with being the archetype of like the disruptor, the rebel. Like that's that's what you're here to do on various levels.
it also feels like a part of the celestial centering frequency. For me, what I'm really seeing highlighted is the emphasis on the first house in that opposition to Jupiter exalted in Cancer in the seventh house. So it is also about balancing what your needs are, because again, you're building this thing that is beyond just this physical incarnation. What you are here to build is transforming throughout even just this lifetime, Jordan. So it's about balancing what your needs are and centering into, okay, I know that I want to build this thing, which requires my time. That's Capricorn, the,
Hmm.
the Lord of Time, Saturn
Yeah.
here. But it's opposing the expansion through relationship dynamics. So that's a big part of the celestial centering frequency. It's balancing how you're spending your time on the things that you love and what you are building, and then the expansion within relationship dynamics and the
Yeah.
love that's present there.
Yeah, and I get this visual that like the more you learn, the quicker you go. Like I feel like in the beginning, this Capricorn's like slow step, one foot after another. And then it's like, okay, now I get this. And it's like, okay, now I'm like maybe like speed walking and now I'm like sprinting and I'm marathoning. And I feel like you're just gonna need someone that can keep up with that. And yeah, you have a bunch of cardinal energy, so we're here to initiate a lot of things. And then a fair amount of fixed energy, not really a lot of mutable. So
Yeah,
yeah.
placement's pretty strong though. The moon
Yeah,
rejoices in the third house. So
that's true. That will
yeah.
help you with the mind of like moving through the roadblocks or the feelings. So yeah, maybe journaling, meditating, doing stuff that helps you when you're feeling stuck or when you're feeling like you're not getting motivated to continue like doing that Capricorn energy, tapping into that moon and that third house of communicate, talk it out with someone, express it in some way, shape, or form, get it out of your head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Deep feeling.
Yeah. All right. Leela. Leela's not here live. Leela has the mystic rectangle shape. Whew. Pluto
Mm,
conjunct the rising in
rising.
Libra. Wow.
My
And
goodness.
conjunct Saturn, maybe?
Yeah, it's conjunct Saturn too. So her celestial centering frequency embodies the quality of
Yeah.
Pluto consciousness, so transformation and evolution and following desires. And it's interesting because this ascendant point is in the Decan ruled by Jupiter, which relates to the Four of Swords in the tarot. So a part of the centering process for you is then through the expansion of peace and harmony, but the transformation that that brings in your body. And then the Saturn piece says that we've got to cultivate the time, the structure in
Mm-hmm.
your life to create that massive amount of peace, right? Because Saturn creates the structure, and that's also something that your soul embodies is those Saturnian qualities. And with that, it's the quality of the time spent on the scorpionic energy, which is like what it is that you truly desire, the realms of the occult, the mystery. So that
Mm-hmm.
piece feels like it's really important for your soul to be anchored here. Like a part
Yeah.
of the celestial centering frequency is knowing what your values are, being rooted in those values, creating strong boundaries if people impede on those the boundaries that you've set. That feels really, really important here.
Yeah.
And yeah, I love also the fixed energy with the domicile
Taurus.
yeah,
Yeah.
Venus up in Taurus conjunct Chiron. Oh my
Also realms
goodness,
of the
the
occult, because
Mars.
the eighth house stellium here.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah,
there's a lot about like that's a part of her celestial centering frequency
for sure.
is anchoring into that.
Wow.
I also see the fixed energy with the moon and Ceres, Demeter here.
That makes so much sense because, like I was
Mhm.
saying, like she makes like raw vegan desserts. It's like that mother goddess caring in like this future humanity way that's like everyone can have
Innovation.
healthy. Yeah, she
Yeah.
makes like the coolest foods. It's so crazy.
I love that. That's also the Taurus stellium too.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, and it's like interesting because you don't really have a lot of cardinal, but like your rising and your sun are cardinal. So it's like big key players here.
Yeah.
So I feel like it gives you a bit of balance. I feel like the fixed maybe is where you might get stuck because you don't have too much mutable, especially in like personal planets. So you might just be like, I start it and it needs to
I mean,
be the
she's
way that
got
I.
fixed stellium there. The Venus,
No,
Mars.
I'm saying that not a lot of mutable, but like
Mm.
you might get like initiate and get stuck in the fixed piece because you're like not really able to like adapt as we go, maybe. It's like, okay, this is what I planned and like I'm gonna see that through and like why isn't this working?
Hmm. I don't know. I feel like
You think it's because it's
I
the
feel like
mutable
she
is just
could
the outer
be
planets.
adaptable because I see Neptune on her south node. And
Mm,
Neptune is this energy that is, oh my gosh, it's like this mist that just permeates throughout a field and it is adaptable. It's
okay.
illusions, it's magic. I feel like
Because
because
it's
of
in the
all
third
these past
house.
lives, yes,
Yeah.
like understanding that energy. I feel like that piece might come natural to her. So the celestial centering frequency is more so
Yeah.
about anchoring into that rootedness of like what she's here to transform, what she's
Yeah.
here, like to like what her desires are, and then create those boundaries, create that structure for herself to go out and do it. And a
Yeah.
lot of that is like for her having this focus on the eighth house, it's about understanding energy exchange,
Yeah.
understanding like how other people are working with you and in collaboration with you.
And
Even
that
though you've got
29
that
degree.
exalted Aries sun, like
Yeah. It's,
that,
I feel like never more clear indication of like wrapping up a cycle than the 29-degree Neptune conjunct your south node. It's like your
that's
past lives are here to finish something. Like
that's
there is a huge
insane.
purpose here to
Yeah.
finish.
Yeah.
Also, so yeah, Libra rising. Libra rules the skin and the kidneys and the lower back. So definitely nourishing the skin will help center and ground you, taking care of the skin. Maybe you have sensitive skin, putting like stuff on your body that feels like natural and all the nourishing pieces that you want. You can rub the lower back, with oils or things for the kidneys. Also, the kidneys rule like carry a lot of like our like hormonal pieces right on top of them. So I feel like just taking care, like fluids, hydrating is going to be really important for you with the kidneys here. Yeah, I'm curious with Pluto conjunct the rising, like maybe you are sensitive to substances, or maybe you have like a really big depth of being able to like your kidneys can handle like large amounts of like filtering of those things.
Yeah, Saturn might create a very strong boundary.
Yeah, yeah,
But then the Jupiterian consciousness also with the ascendant point being in the decan ruled by Jupiter, it might
more.
want that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
yeah, pleasure, beauty, harmony, like all of the Libra themes.
yeah. I would say like maybe even I've seen you put like glitter on your skin. That's very Libra.
I also feel like a part of her celestial centering frequency is just to be in this quality of understanding that love is a transformative force. That love might
Mm.
bring wounding, pain, discomfort, but it is a transformative force and live your life in love and for love and with love. Oof, yeah.
All right. Molly.
Yay, Molly!
All right.
I'll let you get into this because,
Hi. Oh, you're letting her do it?
yeah.
Oh my God. The
That's Saturn
Saturn?
too on the
Oh my God, the reaction.
Well, because you're a fixed water, so there can be a stubbornness here, I
Mhm.
feel. And then Saturn is like, no, no,
Yeah.
do it my way.
And
And
the
then
Leo sun.
and then the Scorpio's like, well, I'll just like figure out how to do it. Because Scorpio also is about power and control. So I feel like those two maybe are like fighting. But I see at a certain point in your life, it feels like, I don't know if it's happened to you, but they're just showing like it will make sense and it will unlock for you. And your Scorpio nature and your Saturnian piece will like shake hands and become allies. Like it just feels like maybe there's this misunderstanding. It feels like being polarizing, maybe even being the karma, like the actual living embodiment of karma for other people in your life.
I kind of
Like,
feel like that's happening right now, honestly, that acceptance.
yeah, yeah, that's what they were showing. Like at some point, it's gonna click for you, and you're gonna be like, oh, this is how we work together to be more effective and to be stronger. And if we join our collective powers and energies together, we can be way more transformational and impactful in who you are. But it feels like there's like I'm seeing sort of like Raven from Teen Titans, just like floating and like gathering energies. Um, 'cause her dad is like the Lord of the Underworld. He's kind of
Yep.
Oh,
Saturn-esque.
you can ask Tylen. We talk about this all the time. I'm like hanging out in the underworld full
Yeah.
time.
Yes.
Together. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and you're an incarnate of Saturn, right? So it's like
Yeah.
time. I feel like time is a big piece for you. I keep feeling like you need to give yourself time because
Ugh.
fixed energy is sometimes like I have a scorpionic friend who's like, I need, well, she's Venusian also, but she's like, I need like my 3 hours to get ready to go out to look good, you know?
Yes.
Like, I just feel like for you, the transformation, it takes time. It's not an instantaneous piece. And yeah, the karmic piece as well. I feel like there's like spirit is saying be careful of the entanglements you're karmically getting into. Just because you represent this to someone or embody this to someone because you have that sun in the 10th house, like people are going to be like, "Ooh, so can you fix my problems for me?" And
The
so
domicile Leo sun.
yeah,
Mm.
so it's like you can, as that embodiment of Saturn, you get to choose, right? You get to choose, do I want to undertake this or not? Is this actually a main quest for me, or is this a side quest that someone else is asking me to embody, or to go upon? Especially with that like Sag second house, your values are different. And you want to go towards what, with that Mars piece there. Is that your south node?
Yeah, and Uranus. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's old life stuff is coming through here as well, and you're continuing that story, I guess. And yeah, you have a lot of mutable energy and then a fair amount of fixed, not very much cardinal at all. So yeah, starting things, initiating things. I feel like you get pulled into things. I just feel like people are taking advantage of you a lot. I don't know.
Oh, thanks for saying that.
Yeah.
Like I have to laugh, but yeah, it's
Yeah, because you have,
pretty
is
on
that
point.
Hera conjunct your sun?
Hera, Vesta,
Oh my
and
God. And your MC
yeah,
there. Yeah.
MC.
So it's like, yeah, Hera's about relationships and contracts and motherhood, and Vesta is like devotion and the home. So like, I don't know, I feel like people attribute a lot of these things to you, but I feel like, I don't know, I feel like on the outside they think you're one thing, and on the inside you're like, it's just me in my bare room with Saturn and
Never
my
a truer
two.
statement.
Yeah, I feel like once you learn how to ally with Saturn, maybe like work with him, right? As like I have Hera conjunct my rising, so I read her stories, read about her lore. I have
Mm.
like a little like she's like right here above us in the window, a little statue for her and things like that. So I feel like the more you can understand and maybe see the understand the ways of Saturn and not see it as a bad thing, that can be really helpful as well. And yeah,
Mm.
maybe having some routine with the genitals thing, with the
Yeah,
reproductive
pleasure.
system,
Mhm.
definitely pleasure routine for you. Taking your time, do not rush you when we are having intimacy. Yeah. Hmm. Wow.
Yeah, so the ascendant point is in the decan ruled by the sun, and in the tarot, it corresponds to the Six of Cups, which is a very sweet card that features two children, and they're just playing, and there's these
Yeah,
cups with
the inner
flowers.
child card.
So, yeah, I feel like a part of the celestial centering frequency is honoring the dream of the inner child, honoring
Hmm.
whatever that deeper desire is, because with that solar energy ruling over that decan, it's peering that light into the depths of those shadows, into the depths of those desires. And then Saturn says, okay, create the structure for that,
Yeah.
create the time for that, devote your time to that, because that part of self holds so much wisdom for you, Molly. Like that
Yeah.
part of self holds that key.
I feel like, do you do
Mm.
like cosplaying? I feel like that could be so fun for you as
Um, I actually grew up in the entertainment industry. We talk about
okay.
this all the time. It's kind of my entire life. So
Okay.
it's all of the above is a yes.
Yeah,
So
because
yeah,
that Leo's sun in the 10th house, the performer, right?
Wants to be
But
yeah.
when
seen.
we're hearing like the Six of Cups, the inner child, I'm just thinking like usually cosplay is like, oh my God, this character was so cool to me growing up. And I just want to like, and having that transformation and like the Saturnian piece where it's like people like build the costume piece by piece over time and then they put it on and they transform into this character. I just felt like like trying on archetypes or things could be a great way for you to like alchemize and embody energies.
Mm.
It might just be easier for you to be like, I am this person, and then this archetype or this character does this thing and that thing and that thing, and it helps you like tap into that mindset or whatever.
So do lots of things instead of being fixed and never initiating anything because I overthink them all. Copy.
Yeah. Yeah, super easy,
Yeah,
super simple. You got
sure.
it. Just do
Just
it. Yeah.
try them all on instead.
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
It's
okay.
all about letting yourself be seen in your expression by
Yeah.
showing up
Mm.
as honestly, Molly, the leader that you are, because you are made
Mm.
to lead.
She tells me that all the time.
Yeah.
I'm working on it. I'm working on
I
accepting
think
it.
you're
Yeah.
just gonna lead in a different way than you think. It's not
Yeah.
like
Well,
politician leader type person. It's think about like I'm thinking of like people who are character actors or thing like people who inspire us to be silly or kooky or be ourselves or like different not to be scared of like the darkness or whatever it is. I feel like you need to figure that like that flavor for your leadership style.
mm, hmm
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll be into obsess on it this week, so we can talk about it
Yeah,
more.
the Scorpio energy.
The
Deep,
scorpionic
deep dive.
obsession, deep, deep,
Yeah.
deep dive, peering that solar light into the depths of the ancient well, the fixed water.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, Stephanie.
Thank
Stephanie's
you.
not here. Yeah,
Yay.
thank
I'm
you.
so happy you're here.
Hi.
Okay. Okay, yeah, Stephanie is Aries rising. So we have the cardinal fire energy is going to be your centering frequency. And you're all three of the fire signs.
Can you
So
scroll down? What's the ascendant degree at? It's like right on that
I
line. I'm
know
like, what is the
it's hard
degree
to
mark?
ascendant 20 something. 20, I think.
20. Okay, so it's the third decan. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, you have that. It seems a little you have a lot of earth, but pretty balanced, I feel. Maybe a little heavy on fixed, but pretty balanced, I feel, for everything else. Yeah. And we're kind of like spread
Yeah.
on this like right hemisphere a little more.
Interesting. The ascendant point then being in the decan ruled by Venus is interesting because you have your Venus domicile in Libra. So it's interesting because I feel like a part of her celestial centering frequency is to be embodied in the self expression, like knowing her essence, her identity in a way where there is like she is in love with her individuality and then brings
Also,
that
just a
into the
sidebar,
other.
Stephanie's she they, just in case you
Okay.
use the other one.
Okay. Yes. Into the realm of relationship dynamics. I
Yeah.
apologize.
No, I mean, she
Um,
is part of it, but I just want
yeah.
to let you know.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you have like it's you do have it a little spaced out, but I
Yeah.
feel like it's you have key players and key houses that just
Hmm.
add a lot of intensity or impact of the flavor. Like Pluto in the eighth house with Scorpio. Like boom, okay,
Hmm.
like the moon in Sag
Yeah.
in the ninth house. Like that, those are big, like powerful energies. Even the Leo fifth house
That's what I
and the
was gonna say with
Mercury.
the self-expression.
Yeah.
The fifth house too, like there's a lot of energy here around what it means to be embodied in
Mm-hmm.
individuality in that
Yes.
expression,
Yes.
but not losing oneself in relationship dynamic because there is still a love of that, of what it means to be in the relationship dynamic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but the expression and then the ruling planet too, Mars and Gemini in a conjunction with Vesta, like there's a devotion to expression happening here. Devotion to sharing your wisdom.
Yeah, it's funny
Yeah.
that you're like triple fire sign, but then you have like all this earth. So I feel
Yeah.
like it kind of like grounds you in a sense. And
Hmm.
also like, yeah. Yeah, it is kind of well-rounded, I feel.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I love the Sag moon too.
Oh, and then
Love the Sag
Aries
moon.
rules the head.
Yeah.
So, if you're wanting to ground, maybe a little like scalp
Hmm.
massage, head massage, putting some peppermint or
Hmm.
rosemary in the hair can help you.
Hmm.
Splashing water on your face or tending to like your eyes or your, like any parts that are feeling out of balance. I know some people like rub their
A
earlobes.
lot of air. I love the water piece because a lot of Aries risings with the heat, the cardinal fire in the head, they say that like cold water can be really supportive for Aries risings. Like when they're feeling that heat and the anger, to just
Yes.
have some cold water
Yeah.
as a way to
Mm-hmm.
cool down.
And then
Yeah.
also, like we said, Aries is a
Hmm.
lot of movement is going to be
Hmm.
important for you, especially being a triple fire sign. Moving, yelling it out, communicating, right? Our mouth is in our head. So,
Hmm.
like speaking, getting all of that stuff out will be really important for you.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Taffney, also not here. Ooh, okay. Another Cap rising. A lot of 10th house, very 10th house
Yeah.
heavy.
Wait,
No.
what's the 10th house? Go up a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I'll just see Sun, Libra,
Yeah.
Libra 10th house. Libra.
Hmm.
Sun conjunct Pluto. Wow. Intensity. Intense, intense, intense. And MC conjunct our Mercury. We're here to speak. We're here to take up space. Maybe we're here to trigger people.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
A lot of energy.
Libra is very charming too, right? So I feel like it's like maybe you're saying it, but people are like, yeah, like tell me what I don't want to hear, please. I don't know. That's kind of funny. And Moon in the eighth house, I feel like, yeah, you are transformation. Maybe you're helping people love themselves, take up space more, learn how to build healthy habits with that cap rising, especially Mars in the sixth house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of energy here that speaks to the frequency around like leadership, and when you're embodied in that leadership, it has the capacity to transform people's lives. Like you're
Yes.
like transformative leadership. And
Yes.
yeah, your ascendant point is in the decan ruled by Jupiter, which is interesting because Jupiter is considered to be in or in fall, actually in
Yeah.
the sign of Capricorn, but yet rules over this decan. So a lot of your celestial centering frequency then is around the expansion of how you spend your time, how you schedule your day, the expansion that comes from organization of your time. And it's
Here.
interesting because, you have Jupiter then in your fourth house
Yeah.
of Aries,
Yeah, I was just gonna say,
conjuncts the Chiron piece.
yeah.
So
I feel like you're here to initiate like new familial patterns or end
this is
them.
also a leadership thing, like
Mm-hmm.
rooted in leadership, rooted
Yes.
in the trailblazing, pioneering.
Yeah, doing a lot of things for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that people in your family or in your life you haven't seen.
And then all the Leo energy is also leadership. Like
Yeah,
this,
in
it's,
the realms of the
yeah.
occult and maybe other people's money or resources. Yeah, because you have Hera conjunct here as well. So like karmic contracts, relationships, motherhood things.
Mhm.
Yeah. Wow. And then you have kind of balanced, I feel. Maybe a little cardinal heavy, but
Yeah. Um,
mutable Mars
Mute.
helps you
Yeah, the mutable.
for
Most
sure.
definitely.
I think Gemini Mars is a bit hard. I feel like you probably have a lot of the I want to do it energy, but
Rejoices in the sixth house. So that's a
that
very
does
good
help
place.
you. That does
Yeah.
help you because I know someone people with Gemini Mars this is like too many ideas, not enough like grounding and doing. So that's good that you at least have it in that house.
Yeah, because in the sixth house, Mars takes the action.
Okay. And then
Are we missing one?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Meow, meow, meow. Okay. All right.
Ooh, this is
Virgo.
this is
This is a real
this is a
kite
kite.
formation.
Here
Yeah.
we go,
Mia
baby.
or Maya. I
Yep.
don't know if I'm pronouncing your name correctly. I apologize if I'm not.
It's
Um,
Maya.
Maya. Okay,
Okay,
cool.
cool.
Okay, so yeah, the Virgo rising and the sun. So you're the incarnate of the sun.
Yes. Apollo.
Yeah, so I would definitely look up, read about Apollo or the sun in various pantheons, whatever one calls to you, or if there's one like rooted in your culture. But you're like here to shine. It's like when people have the same sun and rising, it's like how people perceive you is also how you see yourself. So it's kind of a nice, like, it just makes sense. It's easy and it flows. Um, I feel like you can get like good feedback loops from people because it matches like the inner piece also. And how you show up, I feel like how you're taking up space greatly impacts yourself, right? How you're letting your identity be expressed and shine and seen through others. I'd be curious because Virgo likes to be in service to people. So I'd be curious how much you're showing up for yourself or how much you're showing up in service of others, what that means to you, how important that is to you. Yeah. And you don't have any Aries placements, so or not the sun, Leo placements. Where are we at? Oh, Mars. So that's your ruling. Ooh, in the 12th house. That's a hmm. Go on.
Yeah, so the ascendant point is in the decan ruled by Venus, which is interesting because Venus is in fall in Virgo, but yet rules over this decan, which relates to the Nine of Pentacles. So it's the love of simplicity, the love of the mundane realms, right? Of the Virgo, like we are washing the dishes, we are doing the laundry,
Yeah.
like we are of service in the daily rituals and things that we are doing to maintain health. But then, yeah, the solar piece here, this is again activating the celestial centering frequency and what it means to shine your light in the realms of service. And then you also have this, Neptune, Uranus, and Hera all happening in your sixth house, the other house of service. And it's a part of this grand air trine that you have. So, this to me also feels really important to share because a part of your celestial centering frequency. Oh, and having Mercury rejoicing.
And that's your ruling planet.
Yeah, Mercury rejoicing in the first house and exalted in Virgo and in his preferred decan. He rules over that third decan. Ooh, your voice is powerful. So part of your celestial centering frequency is in sharing your voice, sharing your message, and taking up, like what you're saying with the solar energy, but taking up space with your voice.
Yeah, especially Jupiter in the 10th house conjunct your MC. Take up your space.
Yeah. And then Saturn's also here too. So
Yeah.
you have these two polarities of the universe of Saturn, the limitation, the contraction, Jupiter, the expansion, the abundance. They're both saying, take what you're here to do in the world seriously, create the structure for it so that you can expand, right? Like it's playing with those polarities of the universe. But I definitely see a very strong voice happening here with your celestial centering frequency and like the feeling of, oh, your soul has a message. Also, the rejoicing moon, even though the moon is considered to be in fall in the sign of Scorpio, you have the moon
and at 29 degrees
in the house of the goddess. That's what I'm saying. There's a message. There's something your soul is like, I'm here to share it in this lifetime and take up space with
and a 0 degree Saturn, and they're opposing each other. So you're here to start something new in your career and your legacy and your public image. You've never had Saturn in Gemini as a soul, and you're here to end the Scorpio in the moon in Scorpio, or maybe moon in third house, like expressing my feelings. I'm wrapping up that. So they say when you're at the 29 degree, it's either super easy because you spent many lifetimes like moving through it and it's just like sliding in home to the finish line, or you're going to get all those last minute lessons thrown at you in this lifetime to wrap up whatever this cycle is that your soul is doing. And yeah, you have like sort of a balance between the cardinal, fixed, and mutable. We have a lot of air energy. That's like I would say the reigning energy here. But I feel like it's pretty balanced. But yeah, the kite formation, you can look that up too. That's a very powerful. Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Very lucky. Please. It's actually called a configuration.
Yes.
Aspects that are.
Yeah. I would say for you, the Mars in the 12th house might be a little rough. I don't know, like dream work.
But it's Leo
Yeah, it's a fire.
Mars rules that
Decan?
third decan.
Okay, so that's good.
Well, place Mars. Actually.
Okay. Yeah, I would do dream work or like subconscious work to help you like step in and unlock that fiery energy.
In a domicile Venus, that's really sweet.
Your soul is like, I set myself up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Does it feel like that? Are you like listening and you're like, oh no?
Like I'm sure, just share with my voice. Like you better not be, not with this chart.
Yeah, well, I definitely consider myself to be pretty shy, but I have a lot of different ideas that I do get pretty scared of sharing. And like anytime I get energy healing done, the throat keeps on coming up as blocked. And it's been like that for like the last probably 2 years or maybe year and a half. So like it's definitely being highlighted. So this is resonating for sure.
Yeah, I would say maybe think about where that blockage, like, is it from childhood experiences or lived experiences or things of that nature so that you can like try and work through those
I
pieces.
see it. It's in the the Lilith piece conjunct your south node.
That sounds like probably the south
It's-
node, it's past lives.
Yeah, there's like you've had past lives where you were fully in your expression, and
People came for you.
that was
They took your
yes,
power. They tried to
came
take your power away. They, yeah, shamed you because Black Moon Lilith is about power,
Mhm.
authority, sexuality, dark feminine energies, very like untamable, wild, feral energy. I feel like someone tried to control you and break
Yeah.
you in a
It's
past
also a
life.
masterpiece too around the mythology and the themes that are there, which I don't want to get into all of that.
Yeah.
We'll be here all night if I
Yeah. And we'll
open
have
that can of
classes on all
worms.
of these, so you can do that. Or you can Google, you know.
Yeah. But
Yeah. And the necessary.
like your voice is it's here to change the collective. Like that's that north node in the 11th house. You've got to
Yeah.
push through this blockage.
Yeah.
Like your message, oh my goodness,
Maybe
is necessary. And you've heard, we haven't said that to everyone here tonight. Like that is your
we're not bullshitting.
celestial center frequency. Exactly.
The Alexa agrees. Yeah, and so again, Virgo rules the tummy. So maybe if you're feeling shy or you're feeling nervous or anxious, you can make sure you nourish yourself and your digestive system with things that help you, or rubbing certain oils or things that can calm down that anxiety so you can step into it. Maybe doing like breath work or things because you do have that air trine, or just like practicing. I don't know, I just feel like just practice in your home, just be like la, 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 like do like vocal toning or like narrate your life, just get used to speaking up.
And
Sometimes
used to being witnessed in your voice.
yeah, I had a intuitive development student that was very shy and she wanted to like build her following on TikTok. And I told her, don't let that stop you. Just make videos, but don't be in the video, right? And so for like the first year of her stepping into being a psychic medium, she was not in front of the camera at all. And she did voiceover stuff where she just like filmed other things and had text on the screen. And she would do her readings just showing her hands. And then as she developed that comfortability, then she started to put herself in front of the camera. And now she's just like talking, showing up, doing everything. So it's okay. Start where you need to start, but just start somewhere, you know?
Yeah, that all resonates. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. All right. Well, we have made it through,
Yes.
everybody.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I hate to be annoying. Did we do my chart by
We did
chance?
not. And you were on there.
I was just making sure.
What? Did I cover it by accident? I don't think so.
Sent it.
You
Oh,
did
Emily,
say-
did you get one?
Ah.
Emily, I see your chart.
Oh.
We're on the right.
Sorry, we had the little window
Yeah,
thing
no.
covering y'all. I had a feeling. I had a
Yay.
feeling.
Wait, are we done?
That's okay.
Wait, there's
Y'all are
something.
killing it though. You're killing it. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you.
y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah, this Mercury retrograde is really.
The last two we have.
Yeah,
Or do we have
yeah,
more?
just those last two.
Cool.
Okay, so this one I believe is
Ooh, that
Peyton's
29
chart.
degree.
This one's Emily's, I believe.
Emily's. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, the Cancer and the Taurus. Yes.
9 degree
Awesome. Thank you.
pendant. Oh my goodness.
You are wrapping up a cycle here as a
Oh
soul.
my gosh. Well, and the ruling planet,
Jupiter.
the moon, being
Wow.
rejoicing or in
Taurus.
domicile in Taurus and up in the 11th house. Okay, so I feel like a big part of your celestial centering frequency is in trusting your intuition, because the decan where you have your ascendant point is a decan ruled by the moon, and you have the moon very well placed, again exalted in the sign of Taurus. So when you trust your intuition, when you are centered in that, you create shifts for the collective, not just you, for the collective. Like there's a big like
Wow.
I feel like there's a big emphasis in this lifetime around your intuitive gifts. Like huge. And then you also have Jupiter here exalted in Cancer in your first house.
And the Aries sun, I feel like helps you push through maybe the comfort
Yeah.
piece of the Cancer and the Taurus.
Yes. And then and then also the exalted Aries sun.
Yeah.
There. Which again,
Wow.
this is what I'm saying, when you trust your intuition and you're centered in that, the decisions that you make, they ripple out into the collective.
Yeah. Just that Aries Mercury, you'll have to make sure to Write it down first. Think before you speak.
In the North Node too, conjunct Mars in Aquarius, that's also very much giving the
Transformative.
collective
Yes, future orient.
humanitarian.
Yeah, new
Yes.
future. What's next? How do we make it better?
Yep.
How do we improve on systems? Yeah, and so your cardinal water, that's your centering frequency.
Mhm.
I like cardinal water signs, the home for Cancer, right? Your home space
Mhm.
needs to feel comforting and retreat
Yes.
worthy, needs to feel nourishing and safe to you.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, water signs like to take baths, so that can be like a great centering thing, baths or showers. Especially
Mhm.
with all the we were talking about the nourishing your body, nourishing yourself, feeding yourself, making food, whatever resonates with you. There's something that I went, oh, Cancer rules the chest.
Mhm. And
Um,
hands too, people say.
yeah, I
Yep.
usually use Gemini for hands, but yeah, Cancer rules
Yeah.
the chest. So you could rub like that area.
Mhm.
To connect to and center, or like breathing, feeling the chest rise and fall might be like healing for you, especially because you have the moon in Taurus. The Taurus is the neck. So it's like right in that same kind of area. We're just all in this neck chest area. Maybe adorning yourself, necklaces.
Mhm.
I'm a Cancer sun. I have a tattoo right in the middle of my chest. Um, yeah, like that Jupiter or not Jupiter, the Taurus energy. We love like the gold jewelries, the pretty nice things, the material items. So adorning your neck, maybe like perfumes or things that you like, oils or things that you like here. Let's see what's in the chat.
Yeah.
Epsom
Some
salt bath every new and full moon. Yes, that is
love that.
very Cancer rising of you. I love that. Yeah, and you don't really have a lot of mutable energy, barely any at all. So you're here to initiate and to kind of like see it through to the end, but you might need to like learn how to pivot or to shift or change. Um,
Yeah. I also feel like a part of the celestial centering frequency for you when I say to trust your intuition, I'm just getting this feeling, especially with the Aquarius Mars and the Aquarius Venus, because there's a love of what is unique, of what is different, of what is
yeah.
out there considered eccentric. There's something around when you trust your intuition, it might not show up in a way that maybe is perceived as like societal norms,
Yes.
and it might be so futuristic and so
Mm-hmm.
progressive and so just like
Mm-hmm.
way ahead of your time.
Yeah. There's that lady on TikTok who
But
she's like,
yeah,
you're differently different.
yeah, but you got to trust it. That's a part of how you center, is
Yeah.
in the trust
Yeah.
and leading from that space,
Yeah.
that Aries exalted sun.
Yeah. And you just have your Chiron in your first house, so I think your challenge is to heal through those wounds that stop you from
Yeah, the
expressing.
ancestral.
Yeah.
That's for another time.
Yeah.
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 Any
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, it's Mercury retrograde, one more day left. My internet's been cutting in and out, so I
Oh
missed a
no.
chunk of it. But what I did here definitely resonated with me. Like I put in the chat, I take Epsom salt baths every
Yeah.
full moon, every new moon. So yeah, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah, we read that. We were like, that's very Cancer
Yeah.
rising.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I must have been dropped out when that
Yeah,
happened.
and you can always check out the replay too. But yeah, yeah, definitely very
Awesome.
cancerizing water stuff, food stuff we were saying.
Yeah.
Cozy home, make sure your home
Safety.
feels safe and cozy. Heal, yeah. Yeah, I think you're like it's interesting with the Cancer Taurus energy. You're very like that's like normal looking on the outside, very comfort on the outside, but that Venus and Mars and Aquarius is like, but I'm freaky. Like I like the
Yeah, can
subversive.
can relate. Yeah, that's so true because once people get to know me, they're like, "Oh, I didn't know you were so like into metaphysical stuff and like into all this and into all that." I'm like, "Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, and they say
yeah,
cancers are like the hidden freaks. So when they feel
yeah."
safe, they let it out. I'm a Cancer sun and my partner is a Cancer rising with a Cancer stellium, so I'm speaking from experience.
Yeah. Definitely. People get to know my quirks after a while.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. All right. And then Peyton.
Oh my God, yeah.
Goodness.
You saying with that thing
I know.
and that, and then we're good.
Yes. Bow, bow. Oh God. Okay. Wow. We're
There's a
very
lot
heavy.
happening here.
And wow, your first house has a lot of things. Wow. So your rising is conjunct.
Where's the degree? Sorry,
Yeah,
I
we
need
need
to
to
get
see the
down to
degree
see
in
the
this
degree and
in
all
this
the other
pool.
placements here.
A 1 degree rising.
And then Lilith, Neptune, where are they
Lilith
at?
is 0 degrees.
Yes.
And then Neptune is 4. So also conjunct.
And then Eros and Vesta, they're further down, huh? They're
Eros is 15,
okay, yeah,
Vesta is 13, so not
further down.
yeah.
Um,
Wow.
cool.
So you're an embodiment of Neptune and Lilith?
Yeah.
What is that?
And in the ascendant point, ruled by Venus. So in relation to the Five of Swords in the tarot. So there is a love of individuality that is
Yes.
happening here with your celestial centering frequency, a love of innovation, a love of letting yourself be, again, the Lilith archetypal energy, wild, untamed, raw, in that dark goddess expression. And I also feel like a part of that is there's something about when you anchor into that as your celestial centering frequency, then you create this ripple effect within the collective where you allow other, especially I feel like women that have been in oppressive states, to allow for them to witness it in your essence, like, oh, it's safe for me to be disagreeable, it's safe for me to show up in this way that is, yeah, just raw and authentic. And the Neptune piece is also interesting because this really then speaks to highly artistic energy, especially the fact that your ascendant point is in the Decan ruled by Venus. So these are very artistic qualities when they're combined together. So the love of the creation piece is really powerful here. And I also think what's so interesting with souls that have Neptune on their ascendant point, they are really gifted at like the glamour magic. So a part of your celestial centering frequency is to play in the realms of what you project outward. So if you put on like a certain outfit, it's projecting this thing in your auric fields, and then other people witness that and respect whatever it is that you are putting out into the fields. So there's something about your energy that is permeating that,
I also think it's funny because Jinx is an Aquarius sun and you're the only Aquarius rising, and she just like popped right in between us. Right when we pulled up your chart, she's like, okay, the Aquariuses are in the chat. Let's go.
Yes, ma'am, front and center.
I love it.
I love
funny.
the 29-degree Mercury path or
Yeah.
Mercury. Oh my God, it's not.
Oh Jesus, Jinx. She's
Y'all hear that?
she just burped really loudly. And she's deaf, so like a lot of the time when I'm doing healings, she makes noise at like the time when it's correct. I feel like she's like, listen up.
Oh my God, girl, I'm doing it.
What just happened? Okay. Yeah. The sign before Sag, Scorpio.
Yes.
Yeah, Scorpio Mercury. Transformative as well, intense as well. Yes. I feel like for you, I would definitely look up Black Moon Lilith, Lilith's story, Neptune as yeah, Poseidon. Those are gonna be key players for you. You're an incarnate of both of them. I would say the Lilith is closer than the Neptune, so you could if you resonate more with the Lilith one, but it's like being misunderstood, trying to be controlled, being like demonized or sexualized, or like all these things are maybe themes that you might deal with a lot.
And then the Pluto on her sun too, which is why I'm saying, like, when you embody that quality of just, I am going to be raw, wild, free, authentic. I'm not going to care if other people judge me or put their projections onto me. It just feels like there's something about when you center into that, it ripples out and you allow other women that have felt repressed or small to feel like, oh, it's safe. I can show up in that way. And that feels really just, it feels really sacred.
Yeah.
And then also, and I also am saying that because you have Jupiter and Gemini in your 5th house, which is really powerful around like the abundance of expression, the abundance of sexuality, of playful energy, of creativity. You have a lot of creative gifts.
Yeah.
Like that's a part of your centering frequency is the expression and sharing your creative gifts.
Yeah. Yeah. And same as we said for Carmen, the Aquarius rules the calves, ankles, shins, and circulatory system. So breathing, rubbing that part of your body, loving up on it, buying cool clothes or things to express it. I know Jinx is so great. I mean, she knows you. She's met you a bunch of times at the tarot and tea, so maybe she's like, "What's up, friend?"
She's like, oh,
She's gonna drool all over my computer.
I think she's just like, I need to go outside. You guys, can we end close?
Hello.
Yeah, so how does that feel hearing that?
Definitely resonates. I feel like I've always kind of been someone who I have so many stories in my head, and I've always been one to write and create and want to just put my stories out into the world and visualize things. And I work in entertainment, so that kind of checks out. And I will say, on the topic of being just like authentic and being confident and like, yeah, I'm going to speak my mind, but obviously like read the scenario, know what's most professional, but then be myself. Absolutely resonate with that. And I feel like I've done that a lot kind of like in 2025 and also early 2026. And I felt a lot more like comfortable and happy. So that also definitely resonates. Just like being authentic, being myself, just focusing on the present and not worrying about what other people are thinking in the moment. Like I could care less about that. Like I'm just going to be present and myself. So that resonates for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, and you have just a bunch of fixed energy.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
A very
mutable too. You
have more cardinal, but it's like the sun helps with the mutable piece and the moon helps with the mutable piece for sure. So you have a decent,
and Jupiter and the sun and
that's what I said, the sun and the moon. Yeah. I feel like that helps for sure for you. So you're able to kind of like initiate and see it through and adapt.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I'm an avatar is what I'm hearing.
Yeah. You must unlock all of the elements.
Yeah. Well, that's also the Neptune piece, being able to shift and adapt and play with glamour magic.
Oh, glamour magic.
That's a centering.
Yeah. Yeah. That'll be good. Glamour magic or like meditate a lot. I don't know. Write your thoughts.
Divinity to oneness, to the realms beyond this physical.
Yeah.
But in a way that maybe there's like technology involved or like innovation involved.
Yeah, so I keep seeing you just like voice recording or something or putting notes and like using technology to.
I'm literally recording a voice memo of this right now. That's wild. That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were like, just do like stream of consciousness, like getting into the car. Okay, so my idea is this, blah, 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 blah. Because I feel like for you, sometimes you just need to get them out to clear out the channel so that you can, not all of them are going to be ones that you execute, right? So you're going to have to be discerning. Yeah.
That resonates. That checks out.
Cool. All right. And then we have something in the chat. What's going on in the chat? You feel that too? Yes. Yeah, the little Aquarius risings. I love me some Aquarius risings.
Okay.
I feel like the most Aquarius rising thing you do, Carmen, is wear those shoes that are like the cow toe where it's like split in two.
Yeah, the eccentric style. We love it with Aquarius rising. So
yes.
Any questions that
get it out.
about anything that we shared in this circle, you're welcome to ask that now. in the chat, and then
Yeah.
Love will do a little closing ritual. Close the
Yeah,
circle.
and we just wanted to say like thank you for anyone who's here, who's watching on the replay. And we have the second, you can type your questions while we're talking about this, but we're gonna have the second class of 55 will be April 16. And that will be officially like the paid stuff starts. So if you're interested in like going on this journey with us, we'll send you the link and the replay and all that for the page so you can join. And there's basically like two ways that you can join. You can be what we call the Celestial Star, which means you're a member. You're signing on for all 55 classes.
You get priority live reading.
Yeah, so just like like read everyone's chart, like if there's too many people, like today we went over because we're just reading everyone's chart because that's what we promised. But it might be like, okay, we don't have time for that. So if you're a drop-in person and you're just doing per class, whichever one you're interested in, you may or may not get that reading. So yeah, the celestial stars get priority whether or not you come live or not, right? Because we have your chart and every time we'll make sure to cover that piece in your chart that we're covering in the class. And then you get access to everything. We have an inaugural like rate until April 16th until that second class. So it's $2,000. You can pay in full or you can pay it over the course of 2 years. So you could do it's $72 a month. So it's pretty affordable. After that, it'll go up by like $200 and it'll make the payment plan like $79 a month. Then if you do the drop-in, it's like 55 a class, and you can do an add-on if you really want to get that priority reading. We'll have that option for you. You can add on and make sure you get the reading if you're just doing the drop-in. So epic to learn from you both. You're so knowledgeable and cool. Thank you for sharing what you know. Learning about the archangels especially was fascinating. Yeah, so we'll be going through all 72 of the archangels.
Yeah, they're not archangels, but they're the
Yes.
two angel tradition and how it corresponds with the natal chart.
Yes. Yes. So how often are the classes? They are going to be twice a month, except that first in April, when we have the first class, it'll just be that once. So it'll be on one Saturday and one Thursday every month. And we have them like pre-mapped out, so you'll be able to see when they are. They're going to be like set times, like 12 to 2 on Saturdays, PST, and then 6 to 8 on Thursdays, kind of like how we did this, except we got Mercury retrograde. We had to do 7 to 9 because of my fault. It's really hitting me hard this time. But yeah, so again, there'll be replays for everything. So if you can't come twice a month, totally cool. You can always get the replay. Yeah, and we have everything on our webpage. Literally, like all of the class topics are on there. All 55 of the classes, you can see what we'll be covering. So you can see if you're like interested in all that. And yeah, you'll be learning from all of us. We'll even have additional like journal things. So in the replay, I'll be emailing you a little PDF with the like reflection questions if you want to reflect after watching the class. So there'll be additional integrative learning and things. I already forgot what we were going to do. Close the circle. Amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's close this. Yeah.
Close the circle.
Yeah. Okay. So if you just want to close your eyes, take a couple deep breaths, placing your hand on your heart, feeling that immense gratitude for this map, this chart that your soul chose as you stepped into this life and you walk this path in this iteration, in this version of your soul. Maybe seeing that chart in a new light. Maybe you're seeing it for the first time. Maybe you're understanding the modalities and the elements and feeling so much gratitude for the cardinal parts of you, the fixed parts of you, the mutable parts of you, feeling gratitude for your fire, for your earth, for your air and your water, for your beautiful cauldron that you can now return to anytime you need to sip the flavors of your soul and reinvigorate and recenter yourself. And knowing that you wouldn't have this chart if you weren't meant to walk this path, if you weren't meant to be this person, if you weren't meant to go through everything that you're meant to bring into this world and to embody in this world, know that you chose this. So you are fully capable of embodying everything in this chart. And feeling gratitude for Metatron for showing up and for guiding you, for reconnecting you to that part of yourself, to your cosmic cauldron, to your celestial centering frequency. and feeling excitement for what is next to come and all the learning that is yet to come for you as you learn how to fully embody and integrate yourself. Maybe thinking of a placement or a zodiac or an element that comes to mind and just giving it a little hug, giving it an extra gratitude, saying something positive or beautiful about it, maybe rubbing that part of your body that's your rising sign, touching it, connecting physically to who you are. Taking in a couple breaths here. And yeah, we want to thank both of our teachers for being here. We want to thank everyone for showing up in the past, present, and future. And we want to close this cosmic circle until we meet again in the stars. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. You can come back. And yeah, that's all we got for you today. Thanks all for being here. Very comprehensive. Oh, thank you. Yes. I would hate to not be knowledgeable.
There's so much more to get into, though.
This is
just
the surface.
no, barely even scratching the surface.
This is the amuse-bouche, the appetizer.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you all for learning, for embarking on this journey. Can I share something once you stop the recording? Yes, thank you so much. I'm excited to continue with y'all.
Cool.
Yes, let me stop recording. Let me stop sharing. And then recording. Stop.
Cool.